Live anyway. We're live! Ladies and gents, I hope you guys can hear me loudly and clearly so we can begin tonight's session, one and all, to another world of pods. The PokePod World podcast, to be exact. My name, once again, is KG Prestige, and I welcome you all to session number 134. Jesus Christ. I know I always say this every week, but it's just incredible to know how many sessions we've done, and it's been a joyous ride throughout the whole experience, man. So thank you all once again for joining us for another fun-filled session. I have with me some buddies here tonight, such as TSS.
How you doing?
And our buddy Emmy.
Everyone.
Yeah, so tonight, once again, folks, it's going to be a very, very active anti-poke related discussion. As you already know, on Friday, we got a brand new episode, which in itself isn't really the big thing. We'll still talk about it, of course, and there is a lot of juicy things to talk about from that. But the most important thing to discuss about it is that there was also a brand new opening that coincided with the 100th episode, and we are going to also be taking the opportunity to talk about that too, which, yeah, we're going to see how that plays out. Now, with that being said, we're going to be cutting out the bullshit hour for roughly half an hour and then focus more on the next hour and a half on the anti-poke related stuff, because I get the feeling that there is going to be a lot to go and dissect, break down, and discuss, especially if you are a hardcore anti-poke fan, or at least have been a watcher of the series of Pokemon since the very beginnings to now. There are a lot of cool little details and references and nods to past generations that it is kind of remarkable to see how much they squeezed into a minute and a half. But we'll talk about that when we get to that moment in the discussion. Of course, we have other things to go and discuss for the night. But before we go any further, I always like asking everybody here in the call, how you guys all doing? Hopefully everyone is doing all okie dokie for the week. I know it's been a very quiet Monday for the most part. At least that's what Tyrone said. But yeah, it's been just a nice, calm, relaxing weekend for me personally. I don't know about you guys though.
I was like, "Hey, everybody."
Hello, Nessa. How you doing?
I'm good. I saw you were talking, so I was like, "Oh, wait till you're done."
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, so hey, everybody, say hi to Nessa as well. So yeah, like I stated before, just a very nice, quiet Monday. Nothing really groundbreaking per se, but a couple of things did release these past couple of days. For example, if you guys are big comic book fans out there, one of the most highly anticipated comic book hero movies, The Batman, has finally released, and I've heard nothing but good raves out of it, positivities and all that stuff. People are really enjoying it. However, do note, if you haven't watched The Batman yet, it is roughly 3 hours. So make sure you know what you're doing when watching that film. In fact, I don't know how many of you guys heard the story. We gotten so far. I don't know how much you got or how many of you know about 4D, which is supposed to be like this realism-esque kind of thing. So how crazy would it be if I was to tell you that 4D has gone to a whole new level of insanity, that somebody legitimately went to the movie theater one night and released legitimate real bats in the theater during the viewing of The Batman. And it's hilarious. I just want you to think about that. You're watching The Batman on 4DX, and you get to see real life bats, by the way, flying above the movie theater while you're watching The Batman. And somebody took that shit too seriously and released the bats in a theater. There's footage of it. You guys should take a look at it.
Honestly, bats do attack people. I don't know if they knew that.
Well, I don't know. I think they just wanted to go for that 4D realism. I don't think they really cared about that part.
No, we saw the bat signal. We're coming.
Especially when there's a real life bat. Like I think last summer, when we were into one of the gazebos, just chilling, and I'm like hearing some weird noise. I'm like, what is that? and see up there, and the little
What is
hole
that?
is a freaking bat there, and then he's like, he did not look happy that we were there.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, allow me to. You know what? I can actually show it to you guys here on the call and on screen as well. Just so you guys can get a better look. And I also want to do more of this as well, just because it'll be easier for all of you guys as well to get a clear understanding of the bullshit that we see out there in the real world, bro. Because sometimes there are just things that you just can't believe. And then there's that. And I'm like, bruh, I think this is a little too much if I have to be real with y'all.
Well, it's like,
Yeah, so let me go and try to get my hands on it in the moment. So hopefully you guys will be very, very patient with me. But actually, okay, you know what? Screw it. We'll just do it like this. There we go. I'll open this up fully. And we will also open this up as well. There we go. Here, allow me to show y'all just the stupidity of this thing. So here we go. Let's begin. I want you to look very carefully if you could see them.
oh, I see him.
No!
They're just flying.
Oh my gosh! Well, they
Yo.
better have paid for their seats. I swear, man.
Oh, I was like, oh, what happens when one of the bats lands on your food?
I don't know.
Yo, man, you didn't pay for this popcorn?
Oh my god.
Well, that's going batshit crazy.
Jesus Christ, though, that shit had me in tears when I saw that. I was like, nah, they didn't just straight up release the bats. No, it isn't a bat. It's bats. There are more than one flying around right there. It's so stupid that people thought.
So cursed.
Like I told you, man, that 4D is so strong nowadays that people thought that, yeah, let's go in the shit. Here, I'll retweet it. And you know what? I'll also send a tweet for you guys as well on the Twitch chat if you all want to see it for yourself. But I retweeted it on the twitter.com so you can go and view it too. But that shit had me in tears, bro.
Yeah, other later tweet. Oh, that's good.
Oh, man. But yeah, so The Batman. Good movie. Be warned of bats, though. Also, be warned of...
Guys, hold the fuck up. So, like, I had no context when I got in here. I saw, like, a movie theater for a second, and then I read the title up top. I'm going off literally no knowledge. Did a bat come out of the fucking movie?
Yeah, it's the 4D experience.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page, regardless of the fact that I didn't rent the book.
You wrote the book.
It's based on a true story. How'd you not read that, buddy?
I just wanted to clarify that when I got in here, I just saw a bunch of people in a movie theater, and I saw the words bat, and then you scrolled down before I could read the rest. So my brain connected the pieces and was like, fucking bat flew through the goddamn movie theater. Scaring the absolute fucking kidney shit out of all these people.
Ah, man, the poor saps.
And now I gotta actually see the video, so I'll be right back.
Oh, it's a 20-second video. You'll be fine. Right,
that's why I said I'll be right back.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll see you soon. All right, anyway.
Also, congratulations to Iron Mouse for finally finishing off her subathon at 31 days. Holy moly.
Wait, was she doing like a full 31-day nonstop shit, or was it like...
Yes.
31 days of nonstop streaming.
The only time that she was down was either to restart the stream for the following day, or I think it was somewhere in the middle that her ISP was down for about an hour. But the statistics say that she streamed about 762 hours.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah,
in 31 days. Yeah.
Damn, they haven't seen her sleep.
All right, guys, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
I'm back.
And I guess this is why you don't live, eat, breathe, and shit comedy like I do. Because that was way less funnier than I wanted it to be. Let me paint a picture of what I wanted.
Sure.
I wanted them to just casually watch the movie and a swarm of fucking real bats just come out. And there's people just in a hysterical level of chaos.
No, there was
yeah.
there was a response, but nobody captured it because nobody knew that bats were gonna come and unleash in the theater unless you were recording the movie.
It's just like some guy going, and there's a bat in the theater.
I feel like
I'm thinking that a guy was gonna be like, motherfucking bats! And then the popcorn, soda, and chaos just fly throughout the theaters.
no people were super chill. I was like, I'll be like,
Yeah.
no,
It was
out of
that's
there.
my movie.
It was a minor inconvenience as opposed to an absolute shit show.
No, that was the aftermath. That's why. If you notice, the movie was also paused as well. So this was like a couple of minutes after the events of that shit being,
So they recorded
unleashed.
the shitty part.
They recorded the shitty
Yeah,
part,
they
but not
did.
the
They
beginning.
recorded the
But to
shitty
be fair, nobody knew that we're going to be recording bats being unleashed in the middle of a movie theater during a screening of The Batman,
I wanted chaos. I wanted a shaky camera. You know the one.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, I wanted a bat to fly straight to the fucking cell phone screen.
Oh, man, that way somebody could have done an edit where it says you died.
Yeah, they have the Japanese video camera guy come after and beat the shit out of you.
I wanted like censored cuss words. I wanted the works.
Drive us bats.
I'm gonna go release more bats at that theater.
Oh, no, but make sure you have your camera on before that.
38 years ago.
Oh, man. But yeah, so Batman, that's the thing.
Also, rest in peace, old Kay. We're gonna miss her.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing I was actually going to bring up. Nice transition there, Tyrone. And also because TSS was talking about VTubers as well. Our good buddy Kay has just a couple of days ago finished her graduation stream on Twitch. And if you've seen it, it's still, of course, available for you guys to watch it as well. A very, very nice, wholesome way to wrap things up for her story. And know that, like Kay stated, she's always still going to be around in some way, shape, or form. We just don't know how, when, or why, but she still is. I mean, she's a digital virus doggy buddy, so I mean, a virus will always come when you least expect him to show up. So I mean, there's that. But yeah,
because
best
the people that
regards
didn't
to
renew their Nortons and they're Norton and shit.
yeah, Norton can't contain the exe file. Okay, Jesus Christ.
Norton here's a new.
Oh man, but yeah, so congrats to Kay and best wishes towards your future goals and adventures you'll find yourself in. And know for a fact we'll be rooting behind the scenes 100% of the way. So yeah,
so
go watch
fucking
your
much.
stuff if you haven't seen it.
I miss it so fucking much.
Oh man, I wish I could. I wish I could show that Mario Kart clip, bro. You
my
know
God,
what
you
I'm
should.
talking about.
You really should, though.
I really should. I mean, she theoretically is gone now, so she can't come after my ass if I do show it. But that shit had me in tears, bro. So to explain, if you guys remember, there was a Tuesday night where we did not stream on that day. And that was meant to be more for a buddy night out with the entire cast. It's just like everybody just chilling, relaxing, and all that. And during that night, we'd all decide to go and take a second to celebrate a lot of things that have happened for a lot of individuals. So, for our buddy Kay, she showed up as well. And pretty much the entire cast was there. And it was just nothing but like a juggernaut of just chaos, bro. From watching films to
Rush Hour 2 and shit. Yeah.
I'm so happy I recorded that that whole thing.
Oh my god.
No, listen, I make sure whenever I'm in any of these things, even when they don't expect it, I always will record everything that I possibly can. So
you fucking asshole.
Yeah, but KG, New York is not a one-party state.
I know, but I still want the shit.
And everyone's eyeing onto the whole like girls in Rush Hour 2.
Oh god, that shit was hilarious. But yeah, to get to the point of the matter with what I was referring to with Kay specifically. So we were playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it was just a full room of chaos. And what led to a moment where she was actually winning for once, or at least getting close to winning, until I released a bomb right behind me, and then she unleashes the nastiest screech I think in a
The
human
best scream
existence.
in recorded history.
It is absolutely insane just how wild she got in that moment, man. She was on like another
That's
tier.
the best
Yeah,
scream.
Banshee K.
It was a true mood.
It was like,
Like I said, I wish you all could hear it, bro. But oh man, but some things are just left for us. You know what I mean? That's what makes it more special. When it's only could be something we, the ones in the call, can truly admire and appreciate. Also, I mean, Kay didn't know we recorded this stuff as well, so I mean, I don't want to accidentally show something that could potentially harm her in any way. So
We're screaming,
that
buddy.
shit's gonna be in our hearts always. So yeah. Okay, we love you at you, whatever it is that you always say at the end of your streams. So yeah,
Way
much
to,
love.
way to fuck up all that.
Oh,
It
man.
was a
What's up?
virus. No.
What's up, trainers? And a star trainers. What the fuck?
What the hell, the bootleg pod? Oh yeah, so
Yo, what's up, guys? The mentally incapable game freak here. Like, what?
Oh my god.
Oh man. Oh man, what else was I forgetting to talk about? There was
Jesus
something else.
Christ.
Oh yeah,
Apparently, it's
remember.
Serena Day.
Oh, is
Serena
it today, Serena Day?
Yeah, I didn't even notice until I scrolled on Twitter.
oh yeah, there is.
Oh,
yeah,
it is. Moving along.
All right.
Let's see what
That's
else.
pretty much
Is,
how I felt about it. I don't hate Serena. I just didn't notice.
yeah.
Why is it
60,
Serena
60,
Day?
epi- 60
Well, but,
episode
They're
reboot, girl.
celebrating, I guess, the episode when Serena, I guess, like finally came out to her mom that she wanted to become the showcase girl.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
also a small little bit of history.
Yeah.
A content creator who shall not be named anymore decided that it was Ash Ketchum Appreciation Day, and it spread like fucking wildfire to the point where even I believe Veronica Taylor and I think Sarah Natachini kind of realized it too, and they even said something about it. So like, it wound up becoming Ash Ketchum Appreciation Day unintentionally, but it happened.
Okay.
And I think as a sister to that, they decided to make a Serena Appreciation Day. They tried some other appreciation days too, but they didn't work. But, I'm sorry, you can't just
Yeah. The other day it was like, what the fuck was it? It was Cold Cuts Appreciation Day. Like, what the fuck? What is there to fucking celebrate about like half a pound of boar's head spice ham? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but like, so that's kind of where that came from. Is like it was riding off the tails of that, because obviously, I mean, Anna Ash is an iconic character, so I'm sure. Much like how Goku literally got a day, because Goku did get a day at one point. I think his canonical
It's still day, Goku Day.
I think Goku's canonical manga birthday, I think, is his day, or at least the day Toriyama made him. Because Goku doesn't have technically a recorded birthday. But yeah, so that's pretty much where that spawned off, and just like how KG reacted, I reacted, because I was like, they're doing that.
Moving
I don't know.
along.
I feel like if you have to glorify it that much, it feels weird. It feels like, I don't know. I just don't have as much of an attachment to it when you do that.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. You appreciate him every day, not only on one day. God damn it.
yeah.
Every day.
Every day, buddy. All the day, every day.
I was kind of
That's like saying we don't appreciate breast cancer awareness when it's outside of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah, exactly.
We always have to appreciate every day that
Support
it's
titties.
around.
Day.
Every day.
Day.
Point of the matter is appreciate every day like it's just
I'm behind the titty committee. Day.
the titty committee.
Day.
Was that intentionally wrong?
I was like, there is a Women's International Day coming up soon.
Oh yeah,
Nope.
that's soon. That's
No, it ain't.
I think there's also going to be like National Donut Day next month or whatever.
Yeah.
The fuck.
I can't wait for
And
National
then
Nutting
pie.
Day. That's
I
my favorite day.
So Women Day and Donut Day are close to each other. Coincidence?
yeah.
I think not.
Women's International tomorrow, March 8th.
Oh, is
March
it?
8th.
Oh, snap. All right.
Oh shit! Sooner than we
Or
expected.
probably in other countries.
I'm gonna go to work and be like, "Yo, can I leave? Like, it's my day. My day, right?"
Add it to the
Yeah.
cancel compilations.
Yeah, you can leave. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Just know you ain't getting back in.
Coming back.
But the whole thing is Tuesday's always ladies' night. So
Your,
it doesn't matter.
your day's just gonna last. Emmy, your day's just gonna last longer than 24 hours. That's all.
What the hell? What is this? The freaking Twilight Zone here with the 25th hour? Gee.
Oh my god.
And I was just realizing, I'm like, oh yeah, there's like another holiday, and I was kind of like, I don't know, we celebrate that. There's like so many things I don't know what we're celebrating. I'm just like,
I remember there was a pizza day. What pizza day?
Pizza Day has like once every month almost at this point.
Yeah, it feels like every day's been
Legit.
It's been pizza day for the past 3 weeks.
yeah, they're like Pie Day, like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
3.14.
Yeah.
Free.
Well, okay, so
1.15.
little history. I'm from the city. I'm from is St. Louis, so the area code for St. Louis is 314. So the minute we do that, Pie Day, everybody goes, "It's St. Louis Day on God!" Like,
Louis just like, oh
I'm
yeah,
just like, if y'all don't shut y'all ghetto asses up,
yeah. Yeah, I kind of
Throw
thought so.
some pie.
right?
That's pretty much it.
Throw some pie on it, bitch. PokePod, where we eat pie next week. Hey, I'm down.
Hey, listen, it
what's
lands on the
pie?
14th, so theoretically, get your pizzas ready for then.
Ooh, what pie are we eating?
Pie
Make a
flavor.
pie, Emmy. Emmy's gonna make a pie. Yes.
Ooh, what flavor is it?
I'll mail it
Pie
to each
flavor.
and every one of you.
What's it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Emmy, make a pie for each flavor for each member.
Oh, there we go.
And I'll mail it to you guys, and it'll arrive like 5 months later.
Actually, now that I think about it, that would be kind of
That
fun to
expressed
kind
in
of guess
critical
what
time.
everyone's
I
flavor.
know. What's everyone's favorite pizza topping?
Ooh, I'm a basic bitch. I like pepperoni.
Basic
Pepperoni
bitch.
and mushroom.
Mushroom. Ooh.
Why? Oh,
Why you
okay.
Pineapple on
Sweet
hand.
Why
sauce.
you want
Sweet
fungus on your
sausage.
pizza?
The sweet sausage that is on Louie and Ernie's pizza. That's a local
Emmy, why you
pizzeria.
want fungus on your pizza?
Mushrooms are
I like mushrooms.
Mine is, for me, I would have to go with
Carl, you're
meatball
gonna
and
be
penny.
disowned.
you're gonna be officially disowned.
Wait.
for fucking
KG, what did you
pineapple.
say?
Did you say KG?
I said meatball and penny.
Penny.
Wait, what?
Penny?
I think I
You want
pronounced
pennies
it.
on your pizza, you crazy
Yeah,
fucker?
exactly, man. It's cost
Gross.
effective.
You said a pasta dish. That's you didn't say a
right.
pizza.
and it was like pennies. Like,
I mean, I've had lasagna pizza.
I think it's called penne. Penne.
Penny.
Yeah, penny, whatever you want to call it. Point is
Last
meatballs and pennes. I love that shit on my pizza.
TSS said he had last guana
No.
pizza.
I'm like, oh no, my go-to is sausage for me.
Sausage.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Since you all know it, mail us our pizzas at this said address, and we'll make sure we eat that shit.
The box,
Mail it to the Apple Store in Grand Central Station. They'll
the
appreciate.
box is
Yeah,
gonna be
TSS, you'll be the
all
only one to pick that shit up if you're
the
around.
box gonna be all greasy and shit. Yeah.
There's more grease than pizza, bro.
Yeah,
How the
yeah.
f-
dude,
I mean,
but
if not
maybe if you grease up the freaking. Maybe if you grease up the MacBooks, the M1 chips will actually run faster.
If not pepperoni, then I usually default to bacon. Bacon's usually a
Bacon's
time.
good though.
Bacon's good too.
Yeah, I have
Bacon's
bacon
fine.
on my pizza.
Nah,
Also, like meat lovers.
You know,
Meat lovers.
I can't believe there was a string of comments here that said pineapple. That
Ugh,
Yeah, those
gross. God.
you end up with cement shoes in the Hudson River for talking that shit.
Yeah, okay, KG, how do you make people who are following you unfollow? Kick them off.
Oh, yeah.
have a controversial take on Twitter.com. That works all the time.
True. Yo, whoever said that pineapple pizza, pineapple pizza is like Canadian, I want them to take that back right
kinda
now.
want-
It's
Get your
not
Canadian ass out of here.
and
I kind of want KG to go. All right, buddies, make sure if you said pineapple, make sure to unsubscribe.
And uncheck the notification.
You can't watch my
leave the donations though. Leave that.
Leave the donations.
Oh,
obviously.
wait a minute. Some people talking about Donair pizza. That's like Alberta stuff.
Alberta.
Joker,
Oh.
no.
Yeah, that's like Alberta. You know, Donaire.
No, it's
Donaire
not.
is
It's
kind of
like-
Donaire is kind of like souvlaki kind of. It's a
Joker,
cork.
no, don't like pineapple, then you deserve so much better.
I wanted,
Joker.
you know, many years ago when I went to visit my friend over in Edmonton, I wanted to see if somebody would open up a pizza place called the Fresh Prince of Donaire.
Let's go.
want- I want-
This
I
is
want-
all about how my dough got turned upside down.
Because Donaire is like a Lebanese thing, so there's a lot in like Ottawa and also in Edmonton.
You know, since Tyrone, there was something you just mentioned about the Poggers shit. I have to talk about this because this had me in tears, bro. So, how many of you guys enjoy your fan translations? You know, because
God.
this is legitimate. There is somebody out there who translated an anime and they did like full on English sub translations for it, which is pretty cool and all, right? Until you realize there is one word, sugoi, which ends up getting translated to
No.
poggers.
Well,
That's
I mean to be fair, Crunchyroll translated this shit in Nagatoro to fucking sus.
Yes, I know.
Oh my gosh.
Now the KG, all I can think of now is the Chuck E. Cheese guy going up to the thing going, Sugoi!
Wait, okay. So who decided to translate Sugoi as Poggers?
Okay, I'm not gonna explain the person who did it, but they did the subtitles for a particular series called The Avataro Sentai Don Brothers. Episode 1 subtitles are out, and they have.
So wait. A Poggers ends up in a fucking Sentai series.
Yeah, I'll post. You know what? I'll post the image.
The fuck.
I'll post the image here for you.
I mean, what is this fucking TV Nihon levels of shit going on? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
There you go, buddy. That's the one.
We're going back to fucking
Oh,
2004 now with this shit.
There it is, right there.
Oh my gosh.
It says poggers. that is an actual translation or
How
fan
did we get
translation
here?
right there.
I love that it's a Power Ranger to Poggers.
Yeah, I mean, it just said Sentai. So
Wait a minute, there's question marks. So he's like Poggers?
Nani?
I mean, some poor underpaid translators, probably fan subbers, so they get zero out of this.
I have a Sentai guilty pleasure, a Japanese Sentai guilty pleasure, and it's not what you think. It's not Power Rangers. It's not Kamen Rider. It's none of those. It's Japanese Spider-Man. That shit is amazing.
Well, actually, that's not Sentai. That would be Tokusatsu, which is different.
I know. But when you watch it, he does all the crazy.
But it's still like Tokusatsu.
I know,
it's
but
one genre.
he does all the crazy Power Ranger like poses.
Yeah.
So the minute he shows up, he goes, Sataska Seriousio, Spider-Man, and he does like he does like these arm waves. It's incredible. I love everything about it. And then like the musical play, like da 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 da.
Spider-Man.
And then, oh my god, no, not like Yagami.
Translators know poggers means sugoi. This keikaku is poggers.
I'll take this poggers and eat it.
I listen, man. I live for
So 2021 was sus, and now 2022 is poggers. Okay.
Oh
so-
no.
Oh, 2023 be. Find out next year.
You find out next year when we get to 2023. And they try to translate something else from Japanese to English. But my heart hurts knowing that Sugoi got translated to poggers,
They're gonna watch it 2023. Somebody's gonna fucking use Ligma, and it's gonna be fucking
man. Oh shit, Ligma balls. Boom. just add that sound effect as well.
you need the dong sound effect of fucking drum. Boom.
No, we need the Taco Bell sound. Dong.
Jotaro-sama, you thought you were getting into a trap, but it was really me. Ligma.
Ligma. Oh god. Lesbian poggers, what the hell, bro?
Poggers. Poggers is a translation.
Pokemon, let's go Poggers.
Ah, jeez.
Poggers.
A show I saw also included the once famous no thought head empty meme KG. Oh shit, really?
Ash is gonna like. They're gonna bring back the fucking Slow King thing again. And the minute he gets bit in the head, he's gonna say, "Go, Poggers."
Also, speaking about subs, the My Dress Up Darling episode 7 subbed had me in tears, bro. I'm just telling you, man. Let me just say, I'm so happy they did the marshmallow squish justice in the anime. I'm not gonna go and elaborate any further. You all need to watch the anime to get full context as to what the hell I'm talking about. But really, it's such a good show. I'm so happy people are loving that show. It's so good, bro. It's so good.
While we're in the transition, because we got to start talking about Pokemon anyway. So
Yes.
Pokenshi's ending. At the end of Pokenshi is ending, and we're getting a brand new series. It's by the way, it's the longest running live action series for Pokemon. It surpassed Pokemon Sunday several months ago. So the newest series, because I'm gonna have it right here, because we have a news article on it, and hopefully it didn't freaking have like
It didn't go poof.
Yes, I was looking for that. Can I make a side comment?
Yes.
And I'm looking at the Nintendo New York thing right now, and there's like recorded footage of Pikachu, of a guy in a Pikachu suit just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's chilling at the Legend Arceus stand, right? Like to show off the game, Pokemon Legend Arceus. And there's a huge part of me that wants him to go near the Akari stand and just knock it the fuck over. Knock it the fuck over. Because obviously, if you know how the story goes, Pikachu doesn't like Akari.
Okay, so this new series, the full title is called Pokemon to Doko Iku, or it's going to be called Pokedoko, which is where are we going with Pokemon? And what it is that I'll put up the article here because we posted it like about a few weeks back, but of course I wasn't around and we've had all this crap going on. So essentially this new series is going to start on April the 2nd, and it's basically going to be a traveling bus. Well, it's a car because the vehicle that looks like a Pikachu bus thing is called the Doko. It's called the Doko Ikoka. The Doko Iko car, which is a pun on Doko Iku, which is where are we going in car. So it's going to be basically traveling around Japan and doing basic events and stuff like that. And it's going to have Abaderu-kun and Shokotan, of course, and we're going to have a couple of more people, new cast. Yeah, I know. It's great. It's great stuff. But that's going to start April the 2nd. So, they're going to finally finish Pokenshi because now I guess they figured that most of the stuff happens like in the research events now is, studio time is probably of...
Get in, loser. We're starting a new Japanese Pokemon show.
Yeah.
Tell my kids this is the magic school bus.
Oh God.
Please let this be a normal field trip with Pikachu. No way.
That's too much.
Cruising on down Main Street. While crashing in every car. No, Biga.
Flaming on the sideways. Flaming through the stars. And the left at the intestine. And the second right Pika on the magic school bus. Navigate.
Too much, yeah.
Actually, I'm reading here. It shows that we got some additional cast and visuals that were also updated here. Somebody who is called a Poke Rookie, known as Hikaru Takahashi, is going to be one of the new members, I assume, or at least not one of the new members, but I think she is somebody who's always been with the series, right?
No.
Or is she new?
She's new.
She knew.
Okay. Well, that would explain why she's called the Poke Rookie then. She says here, I'm a Poke rookie, but I'll do my best to convey the appeal of Pokemon, which is loved by people of all ages and nationalities. I'll make sure to bring the fun of Pokemon in an easy to understand way to those who, like me, are just learning to enjoy and love it. Also, the visuals of Poke leader Ryogo Matsumaru and his driver, Abaredo. Oh no, he's the driver.
The fucking bus. Let's go.
Abaredo is the driver, bro. This shit's about to go in.
And Shokotan's gonna be like the guide.
I can't wait till the PokePod is on tour and we have our own bus.
What the hell is the bus gonna look like?
What does that mean? We have to dump the shit into somebody's backyard because we don't like it?
No, we crash into that shit. Oh yeah.
And
what the fuck did we just hit? It's just the Pikachu bus from the Pokemon.
Oh shit! Crossover.
Modern GTA 5.
Best collab ever.
I would just like to imagine that, like, the PokePod bus, like, you know, the horn, it's just Buddy. So it's like, Buddy.
Buddy.
Wait a minute, hold up. So what happens if, like, say, KG rests his head on the horn where they go, Buddy? It's forever.
Yeah, Buddy.
Cruising by the PokePod bus.
Cruising
like, you know, you gotta click the key in order to figure out where you parked. But Buddy,
all on his asshole's in the way, Buddy.
Buddy. Have you lost your fucking mind?
KG, you ride that bus singing P while TSS drives naturally.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna make that a comic right now.
Yes. Evo, get on it.
Evo, go.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, we're waiting for the character designs for everybody else to finish up so we could start working on that project. I know.
Last week. KG, turn on the radio. What's on? Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Pokemon. Really? That shit again?
Hey, this is this week's session.
What are we gonna expect? The Masters or something like that? Like,
turning to something else. Hello, trainers. Lumio's trainer Zach. I said something else. It's just, every channel is just another PokeTuber.
And it just won't stop.
What's up, guys? It's Felicify. Turn it off! Screech!
The car.
Who the fuck programmed this software-defined radio? Fire that person.
Only radio I'll accept is freaking food critic.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah. So
it's gonna be all Japanese udon restaurant ASMR. So.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing, but that's beautiful.
It is. Or the Japanese chocolate, bay.
Ooh.
Sugoi.
Poggers. As they say in Japanese.
I know.
God, that hurts.
But it would be like Maji. It wouldn't be Sugoi. It would be like Maji.
Not according to these fan translations of this Sentai series.
Well, then again, though, I mean, Databayo tried to translate freaking Diamond and Pearl episode 9, and they couldn't spell the word translated right. They spelled it translotted.
Translotted. I love translotted.
Yeah.
Translotted.
Oh god.
Good God.
Two T's, yeah.
I'm actually currently watching Diamond and Pearl, but I guess like these subtitles are dub titles because they sound like they're like directly from the English dub, like more so. And then then some of these I've started questions like, I don't think they say that. They sound like they were saying it differently.
You son of a bitch! Swear to fucking God!
I know, but I was like, I don't want to watch the English version. Because I originally did Diamond and Pearl when I first watched it. I watched it in Japanese, but I didn't have any subtitles at the time. I just like watched it raw, and it was up to me. I had to just go to the forums and figure out what the hell they're saying. But especially if they were dialogue heavy, then I was screwed. Because I was like,
I want somebody. Remember at the end of Ripple of Time where Ash saw Dialga?
Yes.
I want Dialga to be like, have you seen Palkia, Ash, that son of a bitch? And Ash goes, I know, right? Like, they just get this eternal rivalry between Palkia that goes through space and time.
oh boy.
I don't even know who he is, but he sounds like a son of a bitch.
you son of a bitch!
Trust me, he is, Ash.
You have no idea.
You have no idea.
All right, then. So, what do you guys say we get on into our next topic for tonight? Then, why don't we? We're gonna finally jump into the main topics of the week, because we're doing it a little earlier. Why? Because we got like two things
Got
to talk
a
about.
lot of shit to
A
talk
whole
about.
lot of shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Is it good shit or bad shit? Well, that's for you guys
Yes.
to decide.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, without further ado, ladies and gents, first of all, are you guys all here ready to go?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Let's
apparently
get
the
it.
wind outside is not. But I'm ready.
Oh man, that wind is furious today, bro. Came over here and it started making noise. I'm like, shit.
But we passed that wind to you. It was windy here yesterday, so I guess we passed that to you guys.
Yeah,
Sorry.
same
Yeah,
That
you
here.
want-
was
you
y'all
wanna take it
fucking
back?
Canadians, man. I swear to God.
You pass
can't have
Canadian
shit.
to us. How dare you?
It passed
Yeah.
the border. What am I gonna tell you? I have no control after it passes the border. Okay,
Turn the
Get your
fucking
passport.
fan off.
It was
Turn the,
actually-
turn the goddamn fan off.
Andy, it
It
was
was me
windy
holding a fan at the
yesterday, too.
border. Wind.
Damn.
It's the smallest fan that produces the strongest wind. How?
Consider it. It's like one of them tiny little ocular fans that goes back and forth.
Oh, man.
You mean oscillating?
Yeah, it's just the tiny one that's on the stand that moves back and forth.
Now you guys
What,
can enjoy
the
the
one
wind.
where you gotta pull the thing up to get it to.
Or at me being blamed for the
No,
north
that's
wind.
it's just Tupi and Binu farting. That's
Oh,
my
Jesus
God.
Christ. What do you guys say then? We begin tonight?
let's go.
All right, then. Let's.
All right.
After what felt like a year and some change, because it was a year and some change, we finally got ourselves
Pennies.
our first look at the brand new opening for the Pocket Monsters 2019 series. And I'm going to go on a future speculation here and maybe come to the assumption that this is the final version of 1, 2,
Yeah.
3 that we're going to be getting. Why I say that? Because of who ends up actually being the ones that sing this particular song. Rika Matsumoto and Daiki. Who's Yamashita? I think?
Yamashita.
Yeah, so these two, aka Satoshi and Go in the Pokemon anime series, have decided to go and sing the opening song for this year, which is 1, 2, 3 version 4. And to go and discuss something real quick, from what I've been hearing, this version that we got so far isn't even the final version, because supposedly things will be updating in this opening. In fact, one of the animators came out and said that there is a Pokemon that belongs to Go that isn't actually present in this opening shot that was aired earlier this week because, well, I guess they forgot it. So in a future episode, not in the
rest
one
of the
that's coming
Pokemon.
out next week, but the following, Durant, one of Go's captures that he got from Unova, is going to be added back
He
in.
forgot he caught that damn thing.
I guess
Well,
the animators
also
did
the-
too
also
because
the-
they forgot
Well,
it.
also to be fair,
Damn.
it took them 2 weeks to fix the freaking the Pikachu bad frame on the live action version.
The
So
animators
Yes.
forgot that Go had a Pokemon. What does that tell, man? I'm bummed
They're like,
out.
oh shit, right? To be
But I can't. But I can't say that because if I
Pokemon.
do, then I'm gonna get tons of quote retweets telling me how I'm fucking stupid.
damn, bro. The internet works in mysterious ways, buddy.
I know it's a mystery how predictable it is.
So
So it was all ghost Pokemon because I saw the Pokemon. I'm like, it looked like all belonged to Go, but I wasn't sure.
yep, they are all Pokemon that belong to Go. Every single one that you saw there during the sequence when they were going through various parts of the regions, from Kanto to Johto to Hoenn and so on, the Pokemon that were presented there were Pokemon based off that particular region. As you see in this shot
yeah.
here, you see Ash, Pikachu, and for some reason his Swallow devolved into a Suba Jr., along with Go's Flygon there, and the Dustox very, very behind in the background.
I know what weirds me out. They show off all the colors of Flabebe, but if you guys remember specifically the white one, that one's not his anymore. He released it.
I'm gonna go
No,
on an
it's
assumption
all
and say that area that they were in that forest happened to be where the
Just
Flabebe was
they
at.
just happened to be
Yeah.
chilling at the one where the
Because it's
white one
very
is.
vague where it's at. But you know it's
Uh,
Kalos because of the fact that it's
Oh yeah, it's Kalos. I know that part, but like, I don't know. I always thought the white one was supposed to be like exclusively gone. I kind of wish they had shown the three Flabebe, but they had showed like white flowers in the area. They show that Flabebe's doing its job defending it because I liked that episode. If you guys don't remember,
I
Mhm.
don't see the white foot baby.
oh, is it not there?
No, I see a yellow.
there's
yellow.
supposed to be only 4 present, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
It happens very quickly, so I might have missed it.
No, yeah, no. I'm actually just like kind of going back to the opening just now, just out of curiosity. I'm like, I don't see the white one. I see the white flowers though, right by Ash.
Okay, good. That's good. I thought, it happens so fast and it's at night. I could have missed it.
Yeah, it's so easy. Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
easy. to
yellow
miss.
and white are very close to each other color wise.
And also his baby evolved too. So like,
Yeah, and the Floette. Yeah, I
the
remember
Floette. Yeah, this is a Floette. So like,
that. Okay.
All right, then what do you say we continue then?
Yeah.
So yeah, this opening. Let's go on and say the most obvious thing. This is probably one of the greatest goddamn visual-wise openings that they've, I believe, ever produced in the series.
Yes.
I agree with that.
That is without a doubt.
You hear that, everybody? I said I agree with it.
I didn't hear that part. I only heard the disagree part.
it's
No,
beautiful.
but in
Oh,
all
KG,
sincerity,
you're like everybody else then.
man, Jesus Christ, am I the bad guy?
Yes. You're the villain.
Okay,
All right, KG, go ahead.
just come out of your fucking hideout now.
Ah,
Go
damn.
ahead.
But yeah, so allow me to explain. This, if we're gonna be talking about the visuals of this song, this opening is through the roof astounding, bro. And it's not just only the visuals that accompany it, because it is just as good too. The screenshots that I'm showing on here in the pod doesn't do it enough justice. You have to see the whole thing in motion to fully appreciate the level of detail and just straight up animations that these animators put into this, from showing all of the Pokemon in Ash's team dashing towards whatever opponent that's leading their way, kicking things off with Surfetch'd, and going from that to Gengar in his G-Max form, heading with that to Mega Lucario, Dragonite, and Mr. Fish duking it out using their dragon related moves.
And then battling in this opening they did in the show.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that real quick. And then, of course, wrapping things up in that sequence was Pikachu going back to his Sun and Moon roots using his Pikachunium Z right there at the end. But it's not just that in itself, and all the animation and all of what we saw present on screen that made it beautiful. If you, like I stated before earlier in this session, if you are a very, very attached fan to any of these series, whether it be the Diamond and Pearl, the Black and White,
And why are y'all here? Did y'all find your dad?
If you have any appreciation towards any of those franchises or any of those seasons, they have references and nods to those past. There are a lot of moments and even animation repeats that show in this sequence here that makes you be like, oh shit, that was straight up from this series, or that was straight up from this series. And it's like incredible. For example, the AG shot when they're in the cliffside during the sunset. A lot of people pointed that out. Remember the opening in the AG series when Max is looking in his Pokenav? And then you
that's
see
Minato City. Yeah, it says Minamo City ni shizumu yuhino.
Yeah, but it's not that part. It's more so the location. And it just so happened to be the same location that we saw in the AG sequence here in this opening. But what makes it even better, aside from just that, take a look at how Go is positioned in that shot, bro.
In the same, the same pose.
Not just in any pose, but that is a familiar pose to one of the ending songs of AG.
Soko ni sora ga aru kara.
Yes, you know the one where Ash and Pikachu are there together.
Yeah,
that's the shot. That is
they reference Advanced Adventure and Soko ni sora ga aru kara in the same fucking shot. That's crazy.
That is, and that doesn't even stop there, bro. There's like another sequence that you could also see from, for example, in the Sun and Moon one, you see all of the Alola cast there, what specifically Ash's Mons. But what makes that sequence even better is that where it is taking place, because it is right by the house of Kukui and Burnett. And you see Lycanroc, you see Melmetal, you see Rowlet, God, like the whole Alola cast is just there chilling along with Go's Alola Mons. And I love that, bro. That's such a good shot. Incineroar there too. They're playing ball and whatnot. Like, it is, like, sequences like these really make you appreciate just the level of details that they put into this song. A lot of people also, if you guys are big XY fans, particularly X, Y, and Z fans, you will notice in the shot when it just showcases Go and his starters, and they zoom into his eyes. Before that shot, what does that look like? That looks like the intro sequence of the X, Y, and Z opening shot when it zooms into Ash in that intro. Now that is absolutely incredible if that's the nod that they're going for. However, I do want to add one little note to that. I saw that as an XYZ moment, but there was something else I also saw from that sequence too. I saw the gotcha moment in the music video. Remember that sequence when N and the main male protagonist from Black and White were looking through each other's eyes and it was going back and forth?
Yeah.
That was almost similar to what they did, where Go saw Ash's reflection there and then zoomed out to Ash, and that's when you got to see Ash's perspective. Like, that shit reminded me of that. And I'm like, oh, good lord, that is such a good shot. Also, this Johto shot you're seeing right here.
The one where Suicune shows up for 0.5 seconds.
If you've ever wondered where Suicune went, there you go.
Jumping on that pathetic weak-ass tree. The only reason I knew he was there is because Kuro pointed it out.
Right?
I saw it for like a nanosecond, and I even mentioned to the chat, wait, was that Suicune for like a bit? I didn't even know if it was...
I think the moment when I finally got to slow down and just try to like...
It was like a blue-purple sponge just jumping, bouncing on the guy.
Blue-purple sponge.
I actually had to wait till when it finally the HD version came out, because like I think there was someone who did uploaded the video earlier, but it was like kind of like you can appreciate everything. And
He's a legendary Pokemon, and he doesn't even get to be front and center. What the fuck is this shit? He's in the background. Miss Drevis gets more screen time. Man, what the fuck is this shit, man?
Miss Dreamy is like making fun of Ash, basically.
Yeah. I love that. It's so fast as well. You don't even get to see Ash's face just all scrunched up there. We're like, what the
I mean, and it makes sense. She is the mischievous, but she is the mischievous Pokemon. That's good. That's personality.
Consistency.
But my boy Suicune got done so fucking dirty. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, Suicune appeared almost every single time in the last opening.
You ever see that SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob's like, I'm in the commercial. I'm right there. Like that. Literally that.
There I am, Gary. There I am.
Bullshit, man.
Well, at least they acknowledged his ass, so there you go. That's as far as you're gonna go with that one, buddy.
Again, I do like Ash's reaction after he got like spooked by that mysterious. He was just
That was funny.
Yeah, indeed. So, other things as well to talk about real quick, because they are minor stuff, not really anything major from these. For example, Koharu. Koharu has a sequence in this opening where you get to see her in action. In fact, nice transition there, screen. We get to see Koharu right here as she's doing some kind of performance. Something that a lot of fans were speculating or maybe thinking was going to hit. But what makes this shot interesting is that... Here's the thing. The outfit that she's wearing happens to be May's outfit from Oros specifically. I don't think that hints at a particular character returning, but that is such an interesting design that they decided to go for Koharu in that sequence. If they
that means you're probably going to go to Hoenn.
Yeah, so, but it makes you wonder, what exactly are they doing for that? So we'll have to wait and see when we get further into it. Other minor introductions that they had here was Clement and Bonnie, the Alola cast, Iris, Paul, Gekoga, and just to name a couple of them, so yeah, just minor ones, nothing really anything major to expect from these shots here. But other than that, if you guys are big fans of those characters from those franchises, you will just be gushing into it. Tokyo was there too, Gary was there as well. Who else was there? Who?
Wallace.
You said.
Yeah. Oh, you said that.
Yeah. Who else? Oh man, Marnie and her brother. They were also there.
Peers.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, buddy. So a lot of characters were here. So such a beautiful
So
shot, and overall, nothing but brilliance from beginning to end.
I'm sorry,
so
this is slightly off topic. I'm just gonna get
uh,
back on topic in a second. It shows a picture of Trunks in the time machine holding a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. It says, "Me with the time machine about to give medieval peasants the flavor explosion of their lives."
okay.
Okay.
TSS, continue, please.
All right. So on the music side of things, so let's do it in chronological order. Okay, first version of 1, 2, 3 with Mafu Mafu, we had it in
And
C
Soraru.
major. Second, and Soladri, yeah, that's right. But yeah, okay, fine. So that's in C major. Second, the second version was in A major. Third version with those what was it? AKB, not
Yeah,
AKB.
I think it was
was
AKB9, wasn't it? 49 or
no
something like that. Let me take a look.
no
here.
Nogizaka 46. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was in D flat major, and we have another new key. This is B flat major, which actually sounds really good. The other thing that's weird is that Daiki's voice actually is a higher timbre than Rika. Rika is a natural alto, while Daiki Yamashita is a legit high tenor. And I was actually interested in the fact that Daiki was actually taking the low road. Like his C4 to like F4 sounds like much higher timbre than Rika's does. But interestingly enough, I wonder if in the full version, by the way, the official single comes out on March 16th. And interestingly enough, on the image for that, because there was a commercial for it, the entire single art is like in all English. So yeah,
Which makes me wonder if it'll also be
yeah.
a worldwide
Now
release.
we will see. We will see in the second verse. Maybe Daiki can actually fucking hit a C5 because it's the top note of the song in this key. So let's see. It'll be very interesting. But I like the song in B flat major. Sounds really nice. Has a nice ring to it. And yes, Rika can actually hit C's and not hit it flat in the studio like Best Wishes.
Damn.
But,
Yeah.
and not needing and unlike X, Y, and Z, she doesn't need to get autotune to go up one semitone in order to freaking sing the outro. The song in order to sing the last chorus. So, like I said, they both their singing together is really nice. They harmonize well with each other. But I'll be interested to see if we see Daiki hit like upper fourth octave notes and maybe the C5 in the second verse. But we'll find out on the 16th of March when
Yeah,
it comes out.
looking forward to it. Really am looking
Yay.
forward. I will
Yeah.
admit though, one thing I do like is because I was curious to see how Daiki would sound as Go singing that opening. Because it's one thing to hear these voice actors sing, but it's another thing to try to see these characters sing as the characters. You know what I mean? And not
Yeah.
as their generic, or not their generic, but as their regular voice.
Yeah.
So to
Yes,
my
yes,
surprise, hold on.
Yeah, to answer Mornox real quick, yes, her voice was autotuned up because the song is in F sharp, and the final chorus is in G, but you could hear the autotune artifacts in the last chorus that it's pitched up one semitone.
Yeah.
It's
Continue.
a weird one here and say audio wise, like music wise, yeah, I know this one, like obviously Rika's in it and you got the characters, it's fine. I still like opening 2 music wise. I don't know, I'm weird.
Yeah, the band, yeah, the arrangement on the second opening is still the best, but this the song in B flat major sounds good. I said the song sounds best in both A major and B flat major.
I think it's a good praise to know that this could be seen as not the best version, but because they're all good, that's actually pretty incredible. It's consistent.
I said Inogizaka 46 one is the weakest. I don't like it in I don't like it in D flat major. It
The
doesn't
previous
sound
one?
right. Yeah, it doesn't sound.
Third
it
one,
doesn't
yeah,
sound
the third
right.
one's the weakest. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Agree with the
You know what it
two,
is
like,
that hurts
yeah.
it as well? It's just that there's nothing really to continue updating it to really make it feel much more
I
enjoyable.
think like instrumental wise, if you cut the singing out and just the instruments in the back, I think opening 2,
Auto-tune.
something about opening 2 just hits better.
Autotune still exists to this day because idols don't know how to sing and they apparently need autotune.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere, yeah.
Nah, listen, man. The death of Autotune by Jay-Z was actually a lie. That shit's still going even till this
Well, and
day.
to be fair, autotune has been used for years. It's just that it was revealed that the first person to use it mainstream was Cher with
Mhm.
freaking
I did.
Believe back in 1998.
Oh my
But
gosh.
nobody seemed to care at the
And then
time.
T-Pain.
And
Oh, they probably didn't know at the time either until like.
Most
yeah,
popular
everybody
Mm.
thought T-Pain actually sounded like that at one point.
Oh no, I was like,
He
there's
does.
no.
He does.
Well,
I thought he swallowed a computer.
Nano chip, this shit.
Actually, that's the plot of Adventure Time. It's like Finn sings in autotune, and Jake goes, "How'd you do that?" He's like, "I swallowed a computer, dude."
Beautiful. Now, yeah, so let's continue on. Overall, I think we pretty much got all the basis and stuff that came from this opening sequence: animation, visuals, composition, the music performance, and all that. Now we can go and elaborate a little bit further and talk about just overall our personal opinions on just the opening in general. So I'm going to be passing it on to everybody one by one. I already gave my input. I'd love to hear everybody else's here in the chat. So I will begin with Emmy. Let's begin with you, buddy. So what you got to say for this opening shot?
Okay, I have so many notes.
Yeah,
I
that's
watched this
exactly
opening.
why I probably chose you first, because I knew you had so much you
All
wanted to
right,
bring up.
next.
No, okay, so let's begin. All right, I love this opening. It's such a good opening. I had goosebumps while I was watching it. I was so happy watching it. Musically speaking as well, I know we already touched upon that, but I really like this version. I think this is my favorite personally, just because I enjoy Rika's singing. I really enjoy it. I feel like it just connects her like to Ash like way more, and you just hear Ash like singing. So I love that. Love that. I kind of wish Go's VA like sang like Go, because like I don't think it sounded like Go, but like I understand. It's a small nitpick, but it's fine. It's okay. But visually speaking, best visual opening, like by far. Like I got major XY vibes, and I really like XY openings, so like I was really happy seeing that. Especially like the moment where also like Ash's like team is just running and they're like charging and they're all like, gaining their attacks. That was such a cool moment. I think that's my favorite scene in this entire opening. It was so hype. And then Pikachu like bursting into like the rainbow Pika. I was like, oh my gosh, goosebumps. And also the claps are back. We love the claps. I can finally tell the chat and like in the watch party to be like clap, and they can't tell me no anymore because the claps are back. So yeah. So that's good too. And even the transitions too, just between the little like scenes here and there, like are so nice. Like the pacing of this opening is just amazing. We're going to the references as well. So the AG reference that warmed my heart because Soko Nisara is like one of the first like AG like endings I watched when I started getting into like the Japanese like side of Pokemon. So like that was really nice to see. That warmed my heart. And I feel like this opening like touched on like things have been neglected in journeys, like even like plots and stuff like that. So if this if this ending is, I mean, sorry, if this opening is like the last opening of journeys, then I also hope that whatever they're touching upon in these like in this opening is going to be touched upon in the series to kind of like wrap things up. So that's like kind of my optimism for this whole thing. And again, like like touching more upon about the references, like the XYZ reference with Go and his team, like that was really cool. Suicune seeing him for like 0.5 seconds. Cool. It was nice too that they showcased all of Go's Pokemon throughout the entire opening. Cause like, why wouldn't you? Like they're there. Might as well give them the 0.5 seconds of screen time that they deserve. Like let's do that. And I've also made this joke too, like with Ash like wearing like all his like bands that he has, like all his power ups. I guess you could say. I never thought I would ever see that. Like realistically, so seeing that little shot where he has like the Mega Stone, the Z-Ring, the Dynamax Band, like everything, I'm just like, oh, that's power.
The Power Stone. The Soul Stone.
Exactly. I'm like, all right, we gave too much power to this 10-year-old. Okay, we gave way too much power to him. But it's still really cool. And even like the reference to where he turned his like hat backwards, the zoom in on the eye and everything, that was really, really cool. Okay, and then characters returning, and then also the plots returning of what I've said before. So I'm thinking here, and this is like speculation too. So the Ash getting shocked in the beginning, right? I'm predicting that's the episode 0 callback. So if you guys remember like the Pichu stuff that we got, like the Pikachu origin story, quote unquote, maybe they're going back to that. Maybe they'll explain that a little bit more, which is why they're showing that, maybe? I don't know. Hopefully that would be really cool because then that episode has meaning, you know? And then also seeing Dawn again, for the 100th time. Wow, not surprised. But hi, Dawn. I guess she's coming back maybe for Kaharu, I guess. I don't know anymore. I don't know why we have to keep bringing back Dawn. Like, BDSP is over. Let's be honest here. But all right. And then, okay, the Kaharu thing, contest, I guess I mean, like, I have a whole thing of that, which I'll get to later, but, and also seeing Wallace too, and, Licia, I think that was the girl beside him as well. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name right, but, I was thinking too, like, speculation as well, that maybe she'll be Kaharu's rival if she's doing contests. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. And then also seeing like the Alola gang. I'm wondering if Lily and Gladion's like story with their dad will get solved in here. Maybe. We also saw Lana's Eevee, which I'm like, all right, I guess this is an Eevee episode. That explains it, maybe. I don't know. And then you see Go with like the Project Mew, of course, and they made it look cool. I still don't care because it's Project Mew, and to be honest, they haven't done much things with Project Mew, and even when they do, I haven't personally found them interesting. But cool, I guess. That shot was really cool, and the Reggies. Cool, I guess. And then Team Rocket's little moment to shine, of course, finally. And but I'm very mad though because that stupid gacha is back, which I'm like, I thought it was gone. I thought they, but I guess not. And then returning characters, Gary. The only thing I have to really say for that is like, yo, the Arcanine. Nice. Iris, I have nothing to say. Okay, she's there. She's in a tree. She's just chilling. Marnie and Piers, I don't know if they'll be, I don't know if that's just, no, this is where it gets complicated because I'm like, I wonder if they're just showing these characters because they've appeared at one point or are they bringing them back again? It would be nice if Marnie came back because, to be honest, like they kind of treat her as a character of the day. So, yeah, her back nice. And then Clement and Bonnie, I wish that wasn't spoiled for me. Unfortunately, that was. So I feel like if I wasn't spoiled, I would have been super excited to see them. But at the same time, it's Journey, so I'm very worried. I hold that with a grain of salt. And then you see Paul. Freaking Paul. That's all I have to say. It's just Paul. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are they gonna do? I'm scared, but at the same time, I'm kind of excited. And then Tokyo, they remembered him. Oh my gosh, who would have thought? And then we see the weed whacker of Kalos. And I was thinking to myself, huh, are you still weed whacking? I don't know. We'll find that too. Yeah, I mean, like, just like going over that whole thing. I guess like if I have to go through cons, I would say that my biggest issue with this opening that it's clickbait. It's 100% clickbait.
Well, that's why you have to get ad block.
It's 100%.
It's funny because it's true.
Well, that's to you. It's true. But it's
like I was writing these down, right? I'm like, how do I sum this up? And I'm like, it's clickbait. It's 100% clickbait. And like, I was looking for this opening, right? And like, I scrolled upon Reddit, right? And a lot of these comments are saying like, oh, I've never watched this series before, but by this opening, it looks really good. And I'm over here like, no, you're not, no. Like, no, what you're seeing is not what you're getting. This opening paints journeys in a light that is not accurate to what we're watching each week. Okay?
Oh,
like,
no.
it's definitely not. 100% no. Like, and it's so hypocritical too for the whole like seeing Ash's team because this anime, like Pokemon in general, just the anime in general, just focuses on bond, right? And if you look at this team, right, you can like just by the opening without watching Journeys, you would think, oh my gosh, they're so strong. Yeah, physically they're strong. As a team, they're disconnected. Like the bond is just not there. This opening made it seem like they had like such a strong bond. And to be honest, I think if we had that, I would have been so much more hyped watching this opening. Like it's a good opening, don't get me wrong, but knowing all this, like the context behind it, it kind of ruins it in a way. And also I think like just to end my thoughts because I feel like I've been talking for so long, I'm so sorry. But I think, like I said, I would have been way more excited. For Kaharu as well. I really wish they didn't do contests with her. Just because I'm just tired of it personally. Like I feel like the girls just in Journeys too, the girls are not treated correctly. And I'm just like, is that the only thing the girls can do? Like just contests, that's it? Like we're not like I want Kaharu to be a gardener, okay? Just I know it's random, but like it's something she showed interest at one point with like and stuff. I don't know, but like something different, you know? It's like why do we have to do contests again? Like it's just because Dawn at that one episode said, "Oh, you should try a contest." So she's like, "All right, cool."
Or Otter could be a baker, or she really enjoys like.
She could have been a baker. She could have followed in my footsteps, but no, apparently not. Contests are the only answer. And also, I'll say this for Joker because she was very upset about it. Yamper is neglected. Where's Yamper? Apparently, Koharu only has an Eevee. Um, so, uh, yeah. But overall, like I think if I had to rate this opening, I would pull a TSS in a way. All right, I would give it 2 ratings. All right, so on its own, I would give it a 10 out of 10.
Proud
'cause I
day where
really
Amy
like
says I
Sophia.
pulled a TSS.
Well,
Yeah.
let me scratch that out of the bingo card real quick.
She is an official member of the PokePod now when she says that.
Yes.
I would give it personally. I would give it a 10 out of 10, like on its own. But I think if I had to connect it to Journeys, I'll give it a 5 out of 10, unless they tie the loose ends that they're putting in this opening. And overall, I think that's pretty much sums up my thoughts on this opening. I'm sorry it was very long. I had a lot of notes.
No,
So
listen,
sorry.
everybody gets it. That's why we did this early, to make sure everybody gets a fair chance to describe what they want to say for the shot, because it is such a big thing. For like a minute and a half, it does offer so much that you really want to take that opportunity to express everything that you have to say on that, you know?
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah, don't worry.
that's my thoughts. So thank you.
Alrighty then. So let me pass this on to the next person. Nessa, how about you? I would like to hear your take on the opening as well. What do you think of it?
Okay, so for this opening, I was basically like enjoying this opening visually, and I think I kind of remember that night when you're streaming that day. I started laughing so hard, like how many times you're gonna play this opening. Like I was like, wait, we're watching the opening again? What the I counted 5 times. I'm like, we're watching this a 5th time. Like what the hell?
No, listen, man. I was frozen. I was in disbelief, and I still am under the assumption that the footage that I watched was fake. I don't believe none of this shit was real.
He said the opening was fake. I'm like, who puts in that much effort?
Because I was like,
You'll be
know,
surprised.
Like, playing opening that many times. So I was just like, oh my god. I was just like, oh my god. But yeah, I actually saw the opening prior to the watch party, so I watched it on Twitter, like in the low print, and I was like, wow, like there's a lot going on here. And so and then of course like the first time I watched it, it was like, well, it's kind of hard to appreciate because it's a lower quality, so I'm just gonna wait till the higher quality comes out. So once they finally came out, when I watched it, I was just blown away with the visuals in general, and then I was just like, is this the same series that I'm watching right now? There's everything, and just like, and then also some of the returns, I was surprised as well, and I'm like happy but also concerned. But yeah, so going back to the opening though, visually I loved it. I love the transitions. Like I think one of my favorite transitions from this opening alone was, I think you guys already mentioned it, with the go kind of like has the XYZ kind of type thing going on, and then transitions to Ash with holding the Pokeballs. Like I thought that was really cool. Like I love that shot. And then the other shot was, like, I want to say, like, one of the cleanest transitions ever was when Gold's part with the Mew trial, then it transitions to Ash and Leon. I love that transition. I was just ogling over these transitions. I'm like, damn, like that's like the cleanest transition I ever seen. And it's like we don't get this too often, so yeah, like so everything that we seen though, I was like, oh, this is so cool. But at the same time, like I think what Emmy said already, she's saying like this is like clickbait.
Yeah.
It's like because it seems like, is this real? Are we watching the same show? Just like watching, it's like I think if someone just watching this never saw Journeys at all, just saw this opening alone, I think everyone probably got that first impression thinking like, oh my god, is that show good? Like just like looking alone, thinking this is all that's happening, and then whoever's been watching, you're like, oh no, not even close, not even close. So, but yeah, I was like, so I am curious though if they're gonna deliver this opening is gonna deliver similar to the show because sometimes like since we're in the third season of Journeys, I kind of wonder like we're gonna get some loose ends like probably it's finally like patched up. I don't know because that's like Sun and Moon was to me like. I remember like I was kind of bored the first two seasons. Or I didn't watch like parts of the second season, but this seemed like the third season. It was way more exciting. So I'm just curious if they're gonna really carry on. But regarding about the returns, because I'll make this really short. Actually, oh, before I get to the returns, actually, the one thing I was disappointed from the opening is Koharu. I was
Yeah.
a little upset that she. I guess it sounds like she's gonna be into like a coordinator showcase girl. And I guess I was like, I guess that pattern cannot be broken because I was like, oh, if you're a female character, I guess we're gonna stamp you into another contest thing. I was kind of hoping that she was gonna do something different, like maybe she become like maybe she become like a professor like her dad, or she like interested on something else, or also other hobbies too, but like it still require Pokemon. But I was actually a little bit disappointed. That was probably the I was just like, all right, I guess we're just staying that same rut. Oh, girl, automatically contest girl, and then I was
It sucks too. Oh,
yeah,
sorry. Go ahead. But like, it sucks
yeah,
too because they didn't give her an original costume. They just gave her the
yeah,
Auras one.
as an Oris one, yeah. And then also like I did notice from her Oris on her Eevee though, I was like the little clip thing. It was reminding me of Serena's Eevee when he was wearing one of the showcases before it evolved. So I think that's why a lot of people were getting hyped up thinking Serena might come back because of the Eevee wearing that same clip that's on his head. So I'm not. So and then I kind of remembered I think the other day with and Twitter, one of my friends was like I want Serena to come back, and I was like no, no, you did not want her to come back. No, because I was like no, I was like especially you how the way they ruined Dawn. I was like so I don't want Serena to have the same fate, but but we kind of into the discussion, but then he kind of like understood why I was saying that, but yeah, back to Kahara though. Like that's like the only little disappointed is she does look cute. I can admit that, but I was disappointed with I guess what the route that she's going. Okay, now into the returns. The returns. I guess I wasn't. I guess it's kind of obvious. I guess the Sun and Moon's coming back. I see Gladians in the shot, so I'm wondering if we're gonna get any more something with Gladian and Lily with their dad. If they're ever gonna bring that up, actually, because I heard of that. Um, the other ones though, regarding about the opening, um, Iris, I have not much of a comment either. I'm curious. I guess curious what she's gonna do. Gary, we kind of know because he's coming back not this week, but the following week. So like we know that. And then Wallace and whatever her name is, Liza, right?
Is you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So she and then I'm pretty sure they're gonna be involved with the contests, obviously, from just looking at them. And then also Marnie though, Marnie and Piers. When I saw this shot originally, I was wondering, kind of have the same thought. It's like, are they coming back? But they just recently was just showcased like a week ago. So I was like, so I'm not, yeah. So this is kind of like up in the air though. But I would love to Marnie and Piers to come back because I kind of felt like they were just like they only have like barely any screen time and then they're just gone after that. So and then Clement and Bonnie. Okay, I do admit I'm pretty happy they are coming back, but at the and then also too, I guess I'm not as worried as much because I guess like if not they're not in the same I guess level compared to Serena. So then if however they treat them, I just hope they don't fuck them up. That's the only hope but I don't know. But I'm kind of skeptical. So I'm happy they're coming, but I'm not sure what they're going to do with them. So we're keeping it at that. But at least the one thing I hope they do with Clement is just like show his new stupid invention that blows up on everybody. That's the only thing I ask. don't have to. Yeah, don't have to ask me anything else. That's all I ask from Clement. And then Paul's, I was surprised, and I was not surprised because one thing I was the reason I'm like I was surprised to see him in the shot because I was kind of wondering like I think I remember a while back I wrote a review back from like episode 18 when we started the World Coronation series, and I remember in my review mentioning like, oh, it'd be cool we see Paul in the Pokemon World tournament. So I wonder what, and so then now seeing that he is coming back, I'm not sure if Paul is gonna be a part of it, or he's just gonna show up and just or it's just something else entirely. But if he does show up though, I'm kind of hoping one of the battles I kind of hope though is like he battles his Torterra because I remember in Diamond and Pearl, Ash never battled his Torterra because that was one of his first Pokemon and strongest Pokemon. So like there's like some, and then there were like some Mons that we didn't get to see as much, and then also he never got that rematch with the Ursaring because I remember the late actually episode he lost. The Ursaring was kicking everyone's ass, and then when the Pokemon League came, he never used that Ursaring. So I'm kind of like, if they decided to go that route, I wouldn't mind him using those Mons or those Pokemons, or if they decide to like add anything else to it. So I don't know what they're gonna do with him. Like, I know his story wrapped out in Diamond and Pearl, so I guess we'll find out what's happening. But I do love these flowers over here, though. There's someone was mentioning there was a lily of the valley going on with that image. I don't know if you someone correct me.
Yeah, the one about Paul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is exactly the same one. The
Okay,
two
yeah.
mountains and everything. That is shot for shot that, which is
Okay, yeah.
astounding.
It was beautiful though. So yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, I wonder if there's like any meaning behind this though too. Seeing that, but I remember I was just like intrigued by like hearing that those little connections. I'm just curious how that's gonna go. And then Tokyo, I happy Tokyo's coming back but I kind of wish he came back sooner. But Tokyo, I'm actually excited for because like we finally get to see him more in current time and also in action. So I'm curious like how he's gonna tie it in with the Mew projects and all that, and also he's gonna be a bit more of a prominent character compared not versus him coming back after 70 episodes. So we'll see that, and then finally, Greninja. Okay, Greninja. I was like, okay, I guess they are bringing up Frog Boy back. I don't know what they're gonna do with them, because also kind of have like bad flashbacks of them fucking up with Infernape. So I don't know what they're gonna do with Greninja. I'm just gonna keep my expectations low, and then we'll just go from there. But otherwise, that's about it from my end.
Alrighty then. So there you go, Chen. For Ness's opinion, shall we pass this on next to Tyrone then? Tyrone, what you got to say for this?
All right. Chat, what do y'all want to hear first? Good stuff or bad stuff? Give him a minute.
The aggressive stuff.
The aggressive stuff.
I hated this opening.
I'll react to okay, good stuff first. All right.
Yeah, half and
Look at
half.
all the cool stuff that happened.
No, yeah, bad stuff.
Look at all the fucking animation. Oh, it looks so fucking clean. And the fucking Ash got all the shit and he threw it. And ooh, I'm so glad nobody talked about it. When Ash threw the Pokeball, they not only did the hat backwards flip, they did the fucking right eye zoom. Okay, so Ash does like the hat flip all the time, like in most generations. I think there's only one where he doesn't do it. But when he did it this time, they zoomed into the fucking camera on his eye. Oh, you know it's real when they zoom into the eye, bruh. The eye. Oh shit. Oh, that's OG shit right there. That's fucking high quality ass shit right there. I lost my goddamn shit when they zoomed into his eye. Oh my god. Oh, that right there, that alone was 10 stars. And then they showed all the other characters, and I was like, oh, they're okay, that's cool, whatever. Yeah, all the other characters. Oh, they remember Tokyo exists. That's cool. I'm glad the show decided to remember he exists. It's been fucking 70 episodes since its debut. And then freaking I want to point this out. So while everybody was talking, I went to go just watch all the other ones, just to get an idea of how far we've come in this series. Thematically, I think what this opening is supposed to be is Ash, Go, and Koharu have found are at the peak of what they are in this series, and they're all off doing their own separate things. I mean, they'll be together when the stuff happens, but it's very clear they're taking more leadership roles in what they're doing. Ash is finally fighting Leon. Go is finally in the same level as the other two in Project Mew. And finally, we've got Koharu doing a contest where whether or not you like it, it's her choice. I mean, it's the choice she's doing. Thematically, this all looks awesome. I say look with the hugest quotation marks in the world because now we're about to transition into the bad stuff.
Maybe like 5-10 minutes.
Looked into exactly what this opening did, and I was very pleased visually by what it gave me. It's a nice opening. It's a good way to show off all the things that are happening, but then I realized a couple of things. One of those things being opening 3 with Charizard and the journey with Leon that never happened. And then also what popped up in my head when I watched all of this was the fact that when I looked at the opening in and of itself, I looked at exactly what has progressed between now and back then. And essentially, the only thing I really catch from the cast automatically is that Score Bunny has evolved in each opening. I'm not kidding. That's what happened. Score Bunny decided it was going to evolve in a fucking reboot in opening 2, then evolve into Cinderace at the end of opening 2, fully evolve into Cinderace in opening 3, and it's a Cinderace in opening 4, and Sobble's evolved straight into Inteleon because we skipped the Drizzile form in opening wise. And Grookey's still a Grookey the whole time. And obviously, yes, all the Pokemon are around them now, but I'm not attached to any of these Pokemon on the same level that I am the rest of the cast, because I'm barely attached to their Pokemon. And this opening, like the others have already stated, lies to you. It gives you it feels like this opening should have been attached to a series that's complete. And it's not. When I see Ash choose all of his Pokemon, yes, this looks cool. Do I know these Pokemon on a level where I could really be excited about it? No, not really. I made the joke earlier, but I said it. This is the most fighting we see the Pokemon actually do. I mean, yeah, I'm exaggerating for comedy's sake, but at the exact same time, I don't even think there's a scene I can think of right now immediately where Ash's Pokemon fight together. Most of the time, he uses the Pokemon for the moment, or he uses it for a 3v3 fight. Again, all of this looks cool if we were to have gone with the route the series should have gone, but it doesn't. I'm not attached enough to go, oh well, Go is progressing through the Project Mew stuff. He's done 4 or 5 missions. And only one of them I remember because it's the most recent. The Kingdra one. And maybe the Ninetales one. And that's because Redhead and Bluehead, because I can't remember their names either, were the ones that were debuted in that one. I can't remember their names at all. I'm drawing blanks. But yeah, the problem is I wish I was attached enough to this series to really like this opening. As of now, this is visual fireworks. And to be honest, most of the stuff people are excited about is stuff that's not even related to Journeys. It's related to the other series. All throughout the time, I looked at everybody's reactions. I made sure to pay attention to all the reactions. And the parts that people are excited the most about aren't Go's progression in Project Mew. They're not even Koharu doing the contest. Those are just meh moments. What I see people excited about are Clement and Bonnie. I see people excited about Greninja. I see people excited about Paul. I saw Terrell do what I believe is probably one of the funniest reactions where he saw Iris and goes, "I love you. Why are you here? I'm concerned."
I remember that.
But I watched everybody's reactions carefully. And I did that so that I can come to this whole conclusion of the thing that people are excited about isn't even related to the show. It's related to stuff outside of the show that happens to be in the show now. And then that makes me go, well, how much do I care about the show then if that's the case? How much does anybody care about the show if that's the case? The people that everybody, like the things that people are excited about are Paul returning, and even in my head I'm thinking, well, yes, Paul was a very iconic character. I think you get very little arguments to say that Paul was Ash's best rival in the series. I agree with that. But my question goes, after Ash and Paul had their fight, the one that decides, not just the league placement, but also the training method that's the most optimal in terms of taking care of a Pokemon, aka Chimchar. What do you do with these two after that? Why is Paul here? What is he gonna do? A lot of people kept saying he can get his revenge kill on Brandon, but I'm thinking in my head, okay, and then what? Like,
Yeah, that's what we're worried about because Ash and Paul's rivalry basically was concluded in Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, and then like I said before, people were excited about Greninja. Now I made a joke on Twitter earlier today where I stated, nope, everybody keep that same sun and moon energy when fucking Greninja got knocked out. Keep that same energy. Don't sit here and be excited for him. I thought he was Jobber Frog. What happened to that shit, huh? What happened to all that bullshit? He wasn't shit when he was gone. He makes a fucking flip in front of the goddamn full moon, and suddenly he's the best goddamn thing to hit Pokemon, right? Well, how fickle is the community? But when I see all of this, I'm looking and I'm thinking, oh my god. First off, and then I look at one more thing, and this is the thing KG usually points out. Look at how many episodes we have left. I'd say if I had to estimate, about 40, maybe 50.
Mm-hmm.
They all have to be plot related. There is no more times where we can run into an episode where Ash, I don't know, stumbles and falls on top of a fucking trubbish and he's stuck and we all got to get him off, but nothing's working. And then they play that song, ba 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 boom, 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 boom. And no more of that bullshit. You can't do that anymore. Every episode has to either be relevant towards the World Championships, Koharu, or the Project Mew. You can't fucking cut corners anymore. You had an entire 2 years to do that. And now we've come up to these moments where now the show has to lock down. I hate to say it, KG, but this feels a little bit like, if anything, well, this feels a lot like Sun and Moon, only much, much worse. At least Sun and Moon had the backup of, like, the characters interacting enough to where the ending feels satisfying. I don't even get that. The opening's pretty much going, oh shit, yeah, now it's time to kick it in gear. Our heroes are gonna finally do their journeys, or their goals. Well, too little fucking late. Like, too little the fuck late. We're already here. Y'all must have thought that it was still tryouts when Super Bowl's next week, boys. Like,
we're going to the playoffs, so like,
yeah, I'm sorry, we're in halftime right now. You better get your shit. Like, and I won't comment on Koharu and the whole contest thing because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the show really cares about her at this point. I think they came in on a loop, said, "Oh shit, make her the Eevee girl," and then they realized like Sylveon was the contest Pokemon, so they were like, "Make her do that."
Remember back then when they had an interview regarding Koharu's character, and they're like, "Right, we're developing Ash and Go first, and then we'll go to Koharu."
Yeah, which is a terrible excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, when AG can balance at least 4 characters, say I don't like Max, but they at least tried with him. Jesus Christ. If AG and XY can do that, I don't want to hear that excuse. That's double the
Sun and Moon did
characters.
it.
Also,
Sun
Sun
and
and
Donnie.
Moon
oh
had good
fuck
character
yeah,
development.
yeah, Sun and Moon. I mean, they some characters had good character development.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but most of them did. Most of them did. That's like
You
Sophocles' character
remember when
development
we
was
all thought Koharu would outdo some of those iffy ones from Sun and Moon, and then here we are now.
Sophocles' character development
Apologize
was
to those girls, damn it.
Sophocles' character development was done so poorly they had to finish the rest of it in this show. But that's another conversation for another day. My point being though is that my fear for all of this is that it's all happening at once and it's happening with very little time left. We see all these callbacks. We see all this stuff happening, but we got 50 episodes left. And I'm being generous with 50 because remember XY had 140 episodes.
We have 35, roughly.
Oh my god!
Remember, it doesn't end at
next week.
December. We're in March already.
Wait, hold on. Think about this then. Next week's episode, or this week's technically, is freaking Grookey with the drum circle. So that's this episode. So they're using the next
Y'all already
35
fucking
episodes
up.
with this?
Y'all already fucking up.
Yeah, you know what this reminds me of, and it might sound weird. It reminds me of the Quilladin episode from XYZ when that was the second episode. Because think about it, new opening came out this week. What was this week's episode? Very heavily focused on the plot. What's next week's episode? Filler.
Wacky.
Well,
Like, honestly,
I mean,
if
it could be
Grookey
filler,
doesn't-
or it could actually be game changing for Grookey, but we don't know yet.
That's probably not gonna do nothing.
Wacky, dun dun dun.
It's
But
gonna-
no, like my thing is this. And then also, again, opening 3 happened. I'm so shocked nobody's mad at the fact that opening 3 happened. It's kind of baffling when you think about it. A whole fucking journey that was supposed to be with Leon and crew. Yes, you could probably say, oh, because Backstreet Boys happened. But at the same time, like, even still, that happened. That whole thing took place. So now you gotta look at this opening with, like, a grain of salt and go, yeah, we really getting all of this? And if we do, is it gonna be satisfying? It's just, I'm sorry, I'm on guard because I've been on guard so many times. And this is the one time I'm on guard where I've been proven right almost every time. Like, I've been hitting, like, 3 for 3 pretty much the entire time. We do this literally every few months. We get excited for some shit to come back. Then I say, don't get too optimistic. People call me a hater. Then the characters come back. They're half done. People get mad. And then I got to get on here and explain why I was right again. We've been here. We've done this dance. So I don't know. I'm concerned. And I'm concerned because I care. It's not because I'm just being this jaded motherfucker. I know this has happened to us before. We've been on this ride. This boyfriend has already hurt us once. We can't keep saying the jacket's in his car. We can't keep going back.
This is a half-baked cake. I agree.
Yeah. But with that, I'm giving the opening a cautious 7 out of 10.
I was like,
Are you ready for the real thing? Are you ready?
We already said it.
No. The answer to that is wrong. So first of all, about the Koharu thing, it was actually referenced in opening 3 that Yamper was actually stepping away and having. If you look very closely, you had Evie taking the spotlight. So first of all, there is a lot more into this opening than the last opening, because the last opening was for a plot that we never fucking got, and also was like filler with all fucking legendaries and shit that we never even had before. So, also going to the opening as well. If you notice, when they're at the Let's Go, they actually, TV Tokyo does this, and a lot of the broadcasts do this, where they actually have to darken the scene because of the lights flashing. Hopefully, we're gonna get a DVD release maybe with that whole thing. So in that case, there's a lot more meat in this opening than the last one. And to be honest, it's not like Satoshi and Go fucking pretending that they're doing the fucking Pornhub intro. But it's it has a lot of decent things. And plus, not only that, if you remember, openings are not supposed to reflect on necessarily on what has happened now. It also foreshadows and shows for the future. I can give you plenty of examples back in OS and also Advanced Generation and also Diamond and Pearl as well, and also BW, because they had freaking Best Wishes where they revealed the Pokemon as it was going. But to be fair, this opening actually shows a decent amount of content. Now, going to the Marnie and Pierce thing, if you remember in the last part of the episode, we know that that Marnie's coming back, and hopefully they're going to redeem the qualities. And like I said, you just have to look out for that, because I
You
knew
gotta
for a fact
redeem
that
her debut, bro. This fucking ass, bro. I'm done.
good for you. Then you leave and you let a real pro fucking talk. So the whole thing is, like I said, you have lots of content here. Great. Now it comes up and it blows me in the face like freaking Clement here. So at least they show the characters in positions where I actually give a fuck about. The whole Koharu thing with the contest, it might just be a one-time thing, because it was already hinted that, with the meetup with Hikari, that she was interested in that one thing, but that doesn't mean that is her ultimate goal. Having it just one shot doesn't tell the whole story. So I personally think that it's going to be one thing that's going to happen, because we already know that the Project Muse shit's going to happen. We already know that the Galar forms of the Reggies are going to happen, because we already see it in the opening here. As far as the whole Charizard thing from the last opening, that was a failed thing before the director change. So, like I said, it looks like though this opening has more meat to it than previous ones. Also, freaking Gardevoir with freaking Tokyo, that's going to be great to look at. As far as Shinji goes, or Paul, I think he's going to play a kind of I do not think he's going to be in the Masters 8. I personally think he's going to be maybe there as far as maybe training. Not exactly. His role is going to be a training and support rather than a specific rival, because I think they wouldn't do that, considering that his story is already finished. And I think it'd be better to just have him yield rather than just have him come in and just say like, "Oh, fuck you," because they already established that that Shinji and Satoshi have already, made up for that point. So I think it's going to be more of a supporting role in this case, and that's going to be in an episode coming up soon. So going also through the other things as well. Jobber Frog, I could give zero shits about, because that's Jobber Frog. And then of course you have the Lola gang. You have which of course they're in every fucking opening at this point. Like I said, the other thing is, that's the one thing that that's the one place that Dynamax actually looks good, because we're never going to get that fucking quality. Unless if fucking Iwane does something magical. That's wishful thinking once again. The AG reference is cool. Showing them on all of the different regions is also cool as well. But it gives the, like I said, it gives the opening more meat, and it gives actually things to look forward to. Not like fucking 5 scenes of just driving around in the Charizard and doing nothing. So, and then, like I said, showing fucking Hoopa. Like, when the fuck do we see Hoopa? Never. Like, get the fuck out of here. At least, yeah, that's why. He's like, nobody gave a fuck, because like they spent like fucking 20 seconds they spent like literally 5 to 10 seconds in the last opening showing legendaries that didn't even fucking exist in the anime to begin with, canonically. So it's like, at least here they actually show shit that's going to appear, that has appeared. So in that case, they're at least on the right track for showing what's going to come up. Now, how they're going to write it is a completely different story. But considering that this opening was written after the director change, and also, by the way, we're also getting new New staff next week, by the way, for this, or not next week, but the week afterwards. We're getting brand new storyboarders, brand new animation directors. So I'm interested to see how they're going to put this forward.
Storyboards.
Yeah, we're getting new storyboard directors and new animation directors.
Oh, so they're firing all these
Interesting.
other ones.
Yes, I think it was like SM. I think it was on. I think it was like J. I think it's starting like J.
out.
Like episode 103 or 104. So they're brand new. They're bringing brand new people in. So I'm excited for that.
Huh, that piqued my
Yeah,
interest even
and
more.
I
I
know-
didn't know
yeah.
that part there.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
that too.
why. And that's why I'm here. Also, we cannot say that the anime is going to end in November. We can't say that because we don't know. We do not know. Maybe this, because here's the thing: if an opening is supposed to last, let's see. So let's see if we go. So let's go back in the annals of history, right? The last. So your adventure lasts from SM91 to 146. So that is how many episodes? 55, right? So they're not going to make an opening that lasts 35 episodes. I personally don't think so. So I think what's going to happen is maybe this arc is going to end by the time Gen 9 starts, but the anime is not going to end. I personally don't think that they would not do just 35 episodes for this. I don't think so.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, this is gonna be one of the shortest.
Yeah, well, I mean,
one not it because I know
not
episode
the,
end
yeah.
is
Well, episode M was 24.
I don't know if someone brought it up. Like the Orange Islands, like was it like 35, 36 episodes?
Hell, the Decalar Islands wasn't that
No,
long either.
Yeah,
well,
that too.
that too. But if you're talking about like Rival, that started at episode 82 and ended up in 118. So that was 36.
Yeah, 36
So
episodes.
36. Wasn't version 2 only 20? Probably yes. But I would say though, if it did, I mean, with all the stuff that they're showing here, I like I said, I don't think it's going to be completely ending. I think what's going to happen is the story arc's going to end, but I mean, considering that they have everything like squished in to all this, and they're actually showing all of the points, so that'll be good. But I would say, I'm going to be eating my words. 7 months from now, it's fine. It's like, oh, you could, put that and clip that on the Twitter and then show him like 7 months later to show his jackass. Whatever. I don't think it's going to be ending. I think what's going to happen is it's going to transition into the next part of the story. The next part of whatever they're doing.
All right.
PWC will be over. They're going to move on to the next thing because let's see.
Not
Go
much
home.
left for Ash to do after the PWC.
Yeah,
Which begs
But
the
there's gonna
question.
be-
I wonder
yeah.
what they would do with Ashton.
yeah.
Nothing.
That's another discussion.
Yeah, that'll be
for
a
another
discussion
day.
for like maybe next week if we have very
The
little.
same
to
shit
talk.
they've been doing with them during the PWC. Nothing.
You mean journeying?
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
But yeah, we'll
Good.
save that for when we get closer or when
Okay.
we're sort of there. So
Okay, music gets a 9.5. Opening gets an 8.2. Next.
alrighty then. So we got just a couple of minutes left to go and talk about the episode at hand here, ladies and gents, because it's already 11:50, and I told y'all that this was going to be a pretty hefty discussion for just the OP alone. But don't worry, the opening is not the only thing that. Okay, maybe it is. But no, the episode that coincided with this. This is a Leon focused episode, and they decide to make this the big 100. Now, the beginning aside, ignoring that beginning because I feel that's gonna open some can of worms that I don't feel like bringing up now. When we get to the focus at hand, that targets specifically the PWC with Ash and Leon. And their growth and just learning more about Leon's character and just seeing what he has gone through to develop to be who he wants to be, and just learn more about his perspective, why he sees himself as like this champion, but he also wants to see himself as like a super strong battler and wants to feel like he's at his limit, but he's not. And that all changed when we got through the Darkest Day arc, which was something I never thought they'd ever bring that back up again because it felt so, in a way, out of place. But it was nice to see that concept be brought back up again for the purpose of trying to show off Leon's character and like his overall growth as a character. Like, what is he doing to become stronger? What is he doing to get himself better? So it was nice to see that because it, and as a lot of people also brought up too, Leon is kind of like an older Ash. He really is in almost every way imaginable. He's very adventurous. He gets lost. It's so funny to me because Leon is so like Ash that Ash ended up having to be the smart one in the two, which I thought was great because like he's the one that points out to Leon, we're lost, aren't we? And then Leon's like, yeah, you know what? Never mind, we're gonna train here. And Ash responds back like, yeah, we're lost. So I love that from Ash in this episode. I did enjoy that, but you really do get to see the resemblance between Leon and Ash's character, and then you get to see, aside from Ash and Leon, Sonya and Go. Which, if you guys enjoy your racing anime shows, I'm pretty confident Sonya pulled off a lot of stunts from those shows. Because Jesus Christ, who the hell drives a car forward, but instead of going forward, it goes to the left it goes to the left, but it's not just going left casually; it's swerving around as well. How did she do that? Like, how did she accomplish that shit? What kind of crazy ass driving did she do to achieve that type of speed? Is the thing I wish to know. But yeah, so Go and Sonya, apparently Go was catching Pokemon. We didn't see that on screen, unfortunately, so we don't really know much about that aside from that Gossifleur, I think was the name of the Pokemon. So yeah, that's really all I got to say on it. Now, in terms of the episode, though, I found it cute. It was a nice, simple episode. My biggest criticism, though, if I had to give a criticism for it, is that while I appreciated what this episode did in terms of giving Leon character, I'm not a fan as to the time it took to get to this point, because it took us
Thank you,
100 episodes to get to this character. Because we got to remember, and once again, I keep
This is
bringing
why
this
I
up.
fuck with Casey. He reads my mind.
This is something I want to remind everybody again, and it's always important. Unfortunately, because of how the story was written, Leon's the end game. We all know that Leon is the main one that we're going to reach towards by the end of the series. So because of that in mind and in our heads, we have to focus on also making that character grow to make us appreciate the battle that these two will have in this episode, because it's such an important deal. When you know what the end game is going to be like, you make that end game become more relevant and impactful throughout the show. And Leon didn't really get much of that. I mean, we got to see Leon goof off every now and then, like in the episode when they were with the Alcremie and all that. That shit was nice and hilarious with his character. We got to see more of that. But outside of that, like, what else did we really get from Leon's character? What else did we even get from Sonya's character? Leon's character is so ambiguous that they couldn't even have the nerve to show Hop in this show when they referenced him whatsoever. Because they show flashbacks, but they don't show flashbacks of him with his brother, which I thought was such a weird thing. But yeah, overall, outside of that, though, like I stated before, I like seeing the growth. I like seeing that development. I like seeing all of that in motion. I just wish that this had come sooner, or at least we had more of this. Because, once again, I want to appreciate that big finale that we're going to be entering with in Journeys, but I can't really attach myself to a character or a Pokemon that unfortunately has done so little to the series, yet at the same time is such a big deal narratively, if that makes any sense. So that's just my take on it overall. I really got not much more to say. If I had to give it a score, I'd give it like roughly a 7.5. Once again, still enjoyable, still fun. I laughed my ass off in a lot of the scenes in this episode, so I can't take that away. Whether it be the animation or just the goofy tropes that they included in this episode. them having like a Looney Tunes moment when they're up in the air and realizing that they no longer have a ride Pokemon on top of them. They're like, ah, shit. And then they start falling down. Like, that shit was hilarious. I love that so much. So, there's a lot of cutesy stuff, too. Like, with the Wooloo. Like, who can
Oh,
hate on the Wooloo bros? They're so adorable. I love everything about it. So, yeah, that's just my take. 7.5. So I'll pass this on to the next person. TSS will pass this on to you, buddy, if you got anything to say.
Sure. Of course, I have plenty to say here. So first of all, the whole thing about Satoshi getting up and pretty much like oversleeping again, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna lead you because by the way, they say Engine City. That's Motostoke, by the way. So that just to have that, it's like then these two kids come out and it's like, I was like, oh yeah, you won against Barney. It's like oh yeah, that's great. It's like because he overhears that Leon's having a match, right? And it's like oh yeah, oh thank you, but wait, first of all, what about Leon? It's like, and then he just fucking bolts the fuck out, and you see him like having ingesting the fucking jet fuel and shit. And then and of course we see Flint. And the sad part is that small fight between Leon and Flint, it was like fucking more entertaining than the last entire fucking fight from the last episode. And I'm like, holy shit, how can they make a fight that's like 90 seconds more entertaining? But no, because actually to be fair, the moves actually looked a lot better. But then after that, it's kind of weird because goes out here just like waiting like, I don't know, fucking 6 hours or whatever the fuck, for Satoshi because he's like always fucking late and shit. And it's like, oh, Sonya comes in and then then he gets into the damn car. And then Sonya pretends that she is freaking Lupin the Third again and wants to end up in the latest fucking Idiots in Cars compilation. With all this fucking driving around and shit. And then of course when they get to the destination, Go has fucking back pain, needs to see that one chiropractor, so he gets a fucking ring dinger. That's shit. But also she talks about Leon's backstory, which again, I think that's the victim. This is the victim of having a world that is too big and trying to wrap everything together and try to get a focus. I think that's one of the main problems. I think by the time this series ends, one of the things that I will say is that this series tried to do everything at once but couldn't do it. The world is too big, and they had and since it was in an episodic fashion, they couldn't steer the ship in the direction that they wanted to. That's the one thing I will take away from this whole entire series. But getting back to Leon and Satoshi though, first of all, let's just put it this way. Leon asked Satoshi, "Do you like skydiving?" And then just fucking takes Charizard away. It's like, "Oh, do you like skydiving? Well, fuck you." That
Yeah,
shit.
you know what? I'm actually kind of a just.
And then you have Dragapult coming out. But the most important, the crazy thing was that the fucking Corviknight, you take your fucking shirt off and then you fucking like suffocate the fucking Corviknight, blind the Corviknight to fucking try to convince it to come with you. That was fucking weird, but it was nice at the same time. I like that kind of interaction. That was interesting. And then they were and first of all, the not only the Wooloo look adorable, but also obviously the Corviknight looked great in this. I'd say the art style for the Corviknight in this one looked great, but also Rookidee looked fucking the nice, really nice stuff here. I really liked the design that they put into this episode. I really like those two designs because I feel that we haven't really, gone into, obviously because of fucking Galar's being treated like garbage. But also to see Leon's backstory saying something along the lines of, I don't want to lose, and it's the whole thing, and it's talking about from like childhood. And you see kind of like the flashbacks. So it's nice that they're doing the character development now, but since Journey suffers from the TM 2019 suffers world being too big and plots, and too many things going on. I think that's one of the things. With that being said, though, after we have all of the resolution and they all come back together, and Go's still fucking pissed off. It's like, I was like, oh, I gave you 3 hours, and what the fuck is this? Like, oh, I got lost. Also, fucking the fucking cars is like fucking the cars are the lizard dosha, as like to call it. So he just it's like, oh, we're going to the war. Oh, we're going to the fucking ocean, and then it's like, no, we're going to the mountains. So it's like he has the fucking map out, and it really like drives home the character. And then when he tries then it turns into like a dude, where's my car moment. Like, where did I park my car? Like, what? What the fuck is this? But then they get back and it's already freaking almost like the sunset, and it's like, everybody's fucking pissed off, and it's like, well, and then of course Charizard has to freaking like be the navigator because, like I said, freaking Leon and his horrible sense of direction. It's like Sonya doesn't know how to fucking drive. How did she get a driver's license? And God, freaking Leon needs fucking ways, otherwise he's gonna freaking end up like one of those guys that drive off the fucking cliff for the GPS. So it's like, ugh. But overall, this was a fun episode, and this needed to happen because that last episode was just trash. This gets an 8.8.
Alrighty then. So let me then pass this on to Tara. Tara, what do you got to say about this episode?
So, to me, just first off, KG, you already kind of stole my thunder on like my biggest criticism, but that's fine because that was my problem too. Is like, this is episode 100. And we're getting Leon development. And Koro already said it best. He said this episode would have been a perfect epilogue episode after the Darkest Day episode. Reason being is because it literally references that point. And it would be comfortable to say, oh, this took place right here. And then we also could have had Ash meet Leon while he's repairing the town. Which would have been great because, oh yeah, that's great. He's repairing the town after the Darkest Day stuff. Him and Charizard are very familiar with the community. It wouldn't be out of place for him to do it. And then that would have been a lot better than that. I'm sorry, TSS. That fight with Flint was fucking ass. That fight was ass. Literally, there's a scene where Infernape is in like mid-air and he like floats to the side. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Infernape can fly now? Like, oh God. If you were to ask me exactly what happened in that fight, I couldn't even really give you a full explanation. So like, Infernape's about to punch Charizard, right? And Leon's strategy is, Charizard, use flamethrower. And I'm not sure if it missed or what. It's so weird. I can't even explain to you what happened to it. It just stopped. Like, Infernape just stopped. Okay. And then Charizard just uses Dragon Claw and kills it. Like, I'm like, okay. And then I want to, obviously, I need to point out two tweets that happened. My tweet and someone else's tweet. In my tweet, I was upset by how bad this fight looked and the context of bringing Flint back only for him to get fucking mud stomped. People got offended by this. I don't care if Flint lost. He's fighting Leon. Of course he was gonna fucking lose. Anybody who fights Leon that isn't Ash is pretty much destined to get stomped. I got that part. It's not that he lost, it's how he lost. And I don't care if we caught him in the middle of the fight and blah, blah, blah. I'm not judging what was supposed to happen. I'm judging what I see. And what I see was a horribly animated tickle fight that Infernape did on Charizard's stomach, if you remember. At the start of that in the TV, when Ash watched it on TV. Yeah, the punches on Charizard's belly. That fight looks horrendous. And in addition to it looking horrendous, Flint gets flicked like a bug. Like, he doesn't even put up a fight enough to the point where Charizard looks like he's struggling. They don't even have like those little things when Pokemon come out of a tough fight and they got like a huge scratches and scars all over them a little bit. You ever see like when Pikachu came out of that big fight with Tapu Koko and it's like dirty as fuck? Because it went through some shit. It doesn't even look like that. Charizard wipes this thing out in seconds. And then there's another tweet that came out that got more positive reviews where someone went, I love that Flint comes to the anime for the sole purpose of getting folded by everybody he fights. And I felt that tweet matched my tweet perfectly. It was just funny. And yeah, that's like this whole show, people like really go, oh, we need this character to come back. We need this character to come back. For what? And yes, I know he gets into the top 8, so maybe it's a clue that Ash will fight Flint too. But that just means Flint has to get stomped again. Like, this poor man can't get a break to save his fucking life. And I know that's not the important part of the episode. I want to point that out. It's not. But they put it in. So I'm going to talk about it. They didn't need to put it in. We know that Leon's the best. He beats Lance in episode 12, for fuck's sake. He's the top. He's number 1. He's in the Master Class 8. Where was all this energy when Lance lost? That fight was good. That fight was good, and Lance put up a good fight against Lance. Lance put up a good fight against Leon.
And I
You
think it
praise
lasted
Lance to high heaven because it was an interesting fight. It was a good fight. Like, Lance even does this cool move where he does max airstream to increase Gyarados' speed, so then he can use, like, max guard right after the block Charizard's hit. That's a good fight. It is a legitimately good fight. Like, Lance loses, but he didn't go down like a punk. Anyway, going back to this one, that fight needed to introduce the World Championships. At this point, we're at episode 100. We know that this fight exists. We know that this is, we already know that Leon's like in the top 1. He's the one, literally every time the tournament starts, they keep saying everyone's aiming for Leon. We know he's the best one. We already know this. It's redundant to show him in such a light that we already know. The only thing you could do with him that would be remotely interesting is have him use other Pokemon other than fucking Charizard in fights, but they don't really do that except for in the Darkest Day when they have his other Pokemon fight the Gigantamax. But that aside, moving on to the episode's harmless. The problem just stands that it happened too late. I am, as many streams ago, if it was the right decision to the Darkest Day arc to come back instead of any point now. I'm saying that because the director is not Galar Kant. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess Mornox is asking what would have been better if the Darkest Day had came back at a later time. Honestly, yeah, I would have been fine if the Darkest Day coming back, because honestly, I think it happened too soon. The Darkest Day happened way too soon. It forced Reboot and Riolu to evolve way too fast, too. And they did that just so that they could put up a fight with the events taking place. But in terms of character development for Ash and Leon, this is fine. Like I said, it's episode 100, so it's way past overdue. And it's also reinforced my thing that I wish Ash had caught a Rookidee. He always looks good with one. I wish he got one,
They
damn
always
it.
keep putting him with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looks good with it. I wish he had a freaking Rookidee.
I don't get actually get Carbonite.
Yeah, like I honestly like the idea, but the show never gives us it, and I'm like, why not? Hell, you don't even have to. You can go old-fashioned Ash route and have it just be a fucking what's that middle evolution?
The Corvisquire?
Corvisquire, yeah, Corvisquire. Yeah, the show does shit like that sometimes, where they'll have Ash's Pokemon stay in second form, but be just as capable as a final form. Hell, Torracat.
Fletchender was like that for a while,
Yeah,
too.
for a while, and then Torracat literally did it.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm just saying that would have been cool. I would have liked that, but no, the Rookidee will never happen.
I love that he doesn't have any genuine Galar Pokemon. One of the evolutions is an evolution of a Cantamon, and the other one is a mutation done wrong.
Yeah, just a fossil Pokemon that we barely see. And I'm sorry.
Remember, that's a new Pokemon, too, in the anime series.
Also, we're kind of been robbed from all of Ash's Pokemon development.
Yeah.
Like,
But
we don't see any.
yeah, I mean, and I see the parallels. Like Ash and Leon are work very similar, and this is one of the good sides I like. I like that they cut back and forth from Sonya and Go to Ash and Leon. I actually liked that dynamic when they did it in The Darkest Day. It was one of the reasons I liked The Darkest Day at first until we got to the other two episodes. Um, yeah, I like that formula, but they kind of rob us of that too. Go goes, I'm gonna go catch more Pokemon. And Sonya's like, sweet, I'll take you to go catch more Pokemon. He doesn't catch any new Pokemon. Well, shit. Nothing out of that gained. Well, I mean, yeah, and I know Sonya's role is to give backstory on Leon, but they could have done that while Go was catching Pokemon, or to the very least, he could have caught like one or two Pokemon and then took a break and was like, "What's up with Ash and Leon or whatever? Ash is still with Leon." And then he's like, "Yeah, Ash acts is very similar to Leon," and then I like how. And then she could have gone into the backstory, and then we could have popped back to Ash and Leon. Like we, like just the beats. Beats are important. And unfortunately, it feels like Go was only here to be an audience for the backstory that Ash never gets to hear. He has to experience it firsthand with Leon, but Go's the one that ends up hearing all of it. So if you look at it from a backstory perspective, Ash just knows what Leon was going through currently, while Go knows all this backstory that he may or may not tell Ash in passing. It feels weird when you look at it for more than a second. Because Go and Leon specifically, those two characters, they don't have a real connection. They're not really supposed to. Go's biggest connection has been with Sonya the whole time, not Leon. So yeah, thanks for all the backstory that I now know. It's almost like hanging out with somebody, and then they were like, my cousin was a really cool dude. Who?
Mm.
It just feels weird. But I digress. For the most part, I do like the formula that's used, and it does give a little hint as to like how where Ash and Go are going for this season. It feels like Ash and Go are gonna be like accomplishing their goals separately. Not separately in the sense that they're splitting up or anything. It's just they've taken more bigger steps towards doing what they need to do, which involves the other character not being as present. Whereas in most of them, Go is like, oh, I got to do a Project Mew thing. Can Ash come with? I mean, sure, I don't see why not. Or when Ash does his PWC fights, Go's there, like usually there with him. Whereas here, even in the opening, it looks like they're like the opening's done a weird job of separating them, and we see that separation done again here in the episode following. I don't know. It's interesting, but we just got to see how long it lasts. To me, this episode probably gets about a 6 just off of like the premise is there. We're way too late, and it's extremely awkward now.
Okay. Understandable, buddy. All right.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we'll save it for Nessa. So.
Numbers.
I did. I said 6.
He's
Yeah,
a
he
6
said
out of
6.
10.
Okay.
Yeah. So Nessa, take it away, buddy.
Um, so for this one though, at least this episode was better than last week's. That's probably a start for me. So,
I don't even
'cause
remember last week's. I'll be real with you.
I know, I know. Last week I was disappointed. So it's kind of that's like, and this one it was kind of nice to just to like sit back and and then it probably more like a cool chill episode. But I'm kind of glad. I wish it, like you guys mentioned, or you guys already pointed it out, but yeah, I wish this happened way sooner. We got to know Leon more, but yeah, Leon's definitely an Ash clone. Basically, he just a big version of him, a big boy version of Ash. But I did enjoy their little interactions, though. I think one of my favorite ones was when they got lost, and then like Leon just like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the beach. Oh no, we're gonna be in this forest. Oh, we're gonna go to the mountains. And then Ash was like, what are you doing? And I just kind of found that funny. And then also, I think another part I enjoyed so much was um when I think when he was in the sky And he's just they were flying with Charizard, and the next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, I hope you like skydiving." Like that part I found funny, which I think I know Tia says I remember you bringing it up, but I just thought it was so funny. But I'm sitting here, I'm back in my mind. I'm like, if someone did that to me, I'm like just writing something, and they're like, "Oh no, you're gonna put it back. You're gonna go skydiving without even my consent." I would have been pissed off. But at least good thing nothing happens. Though obviously they were saved. So that was yeah. So that was another fun part though. And then regarding about Sonia, when we get to Sonia and Go, and when I saw, I guess Sonia was Sonia. I don't know what the hell she was doing with the driving, but it seemed like she was drifting or doing circles or something. It kind of reminded me of this video I saw. I think it was a couple days prior to that episode, where I think it was a TikTok video where I guess there was a girl like in the driver's seat driving like erratically, like just like you can't even tell what she's doing. That's what I ended up imagining for Sonia when seeing that part. So and then poor Go was like scared the living crap out of her driving. He's like, "No, I don't want you to drive. I don't want you to drive." But of course, no, they assisted. But otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, I don't have much to say though about this. Like, it was just fun. I can't like complain much about it. The biggest letdown was the Flint versus Leon fight. I thought that was like really stupid as well, but because like I think what and obviously I think we don't see the whole fight. I think they probably I don't know if it's intentional or I don't know what the hell's going on, but I kept thinking in the back of my mind like, Flint, does your Infernate knows Thunder Punch? Because I could have sworn it used that before, but no, we don't see that. So, and then also noticed like Leon D and GMX for once too. Normally he does that at most of his fights, so I think that was the only positive thing I found out of that fight. But no, but that's it for me on my end. I didn't have much to say.
Alrighty. What was the score again?
Yeah, number score.
Number 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okie dokie then. Thank you for your input there. So yeah, I guess everybody got a chance to say their scores. Nessa's, TSS, Tyrone's, and myself. So I hope everybody got a chance to enjoy our review segment of that.
I had a thing towards it. I made another tweet a couple of days ago just to like give an idea of where things were going, and it relates to this episode technically. Where I asked I made the tweet asking a lot of people, and I'll read it just verbatim because I feel like you guys deserve to hear the tweet verbatim. Give me a second. I gotta go back to it. There it is.
Was that the poll one that you made from Saturday?
Yeah, I made a poll, and the poll pretty much states that as a tournament, the poll states, really, because it was after the roundtable, really great discussion today with you guys. I appreciate the involvement. Now I gotta ask this based on the convo today. Based on what we've gotten so far, whether you like Journeys or not, which is fine, I put in parentheses, do you feel as a tournament, the PWC has been handled well so far? 109 votes came in, right? 32.1% of people said yes. 67.9% of people said no. Alright? Now, the reason I asked that, and I made sure to very importantly say, even if you like Journeys or not, we were too short of 69, yeah, I know, was because, like I've stated it before, I like XY and XYZ. I think it's the greatest Pokemon's been in a while. Like, God, XYZ. I love that series, but even I can admit, the league's rushed. Rushed to shit. It's got some beautiful looking fights and aesthetics, but it's rushed to all high heaven. So I'm taking my bias of my favorite series aside to still judge it critically because it has problems. Yes, it has problems. I love it, it just has problems. No series is immune to it. So I asked that question out of good faith, just to see And I'm very surprised how honest people were with me about that. And I asked that just because we're at episode 100 and we got this fancy new opening. What are they going to do with the World Tournament? Do you guys in the chat, the ones that didn't get to answer, and TSS answered this question already, but he can say it again for the pod. Do
Yes.
you guys believe that the World Championships has been handled well as a tournament?
The answer to that is no.
All right. And TSS likes Journeys, or at least is more positive about Journeys than we are. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy certain aspects of it. Yes, I mean, yeah, but I will say no, not at all.
Nessa, do you believe this has been handled well as a tournament?
No.
KG? KG died. That's how disappointed he got. He's so disappointed that he died of shock.
I remember you brought up something that was actually would have been so cool to see. Something that Terrell brought up with the Black and White series, how they dealt with the Battle Club tournaments. I remember.
Yes.
I kind of remember, I think you guys brought it up, and I thought, I was like, that would have been a cooler thing to see, in the PWC.
Yeah, little mini arcs where people battle each other multiple times in order to change ranks. You can gather a bunch of trainers together, and some trainers are from normal class, some are from master class, some are from super class, and then we get each one having their own little battle. And we get to see their ranks go up periodically. That way, Ash could do his fight, and then afterwards, he notices that somebody he's familiar with is in normal class, but they win their fight and rank up to super class, like they're chasing after Ash, like Ash is their goal, while Ash's goal is Leon. So we get to see them go through the ranks too. Or we see somebody that Ash knows that dropped a class. They were in a higher class than Ash, and they dropped down a normal class by losing, so they got to redeem themselves. So then when we see them again, they're in a higher rank. So many different combinations that you can do to make this tournament engaging, and they don't do any of it. Ash and Leon are the only ones that get to fight.
You want to know where
KG, what? Okay, KG, your answer to that question.
Oh yeah.
Was the PWC handled well in this series? Yes or no?
As a tournament.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Yes. I do believe. I love the concept. I love the idea. I love what they wanted to go for. But as an execution, I don't find it favorable at all. I think it's something that had so much potential. And I think that's the biggest, by the end of Journeys, I feel like that's going to be the thing I'm going to say the most. This series, the best way to describe it, if I had to say one word, ambitious. Ambitious is the key word here for this show, or for this tournament. One thing I don't like about this tournament is how it doesn't feel like a tournament. It feels more like it's like a one guy show, which is funny because you want to know.
I made that tweet.
You want to know what's funny to me? We kind of got a glimpse as that concept you were talking about, Tyrone, in that Karina episode for the first time. The issue, we never got to see Karina's perspective. We only got told she was doing it, but we never got to see much of it, if at all. Which is the worst part about it, because that in itself is such a cool idea. The tournament to raise your ranks and all that, which was only done, I think, once. And then we never got an opportunity to see that happen again, which is kind of unfortunate, because there is I think this series could have benefited so much had they done a Don George tournament approach with the PWC. That would have been so cool, because you could have seen scores go up, scores go down, introduce rivals, showcase different rival fights, how big or how small. Point of the matter is you showed the opportunities and the possibilities that could come from it. But when you rip that away and only make it the Ash needs to go up to get to Leon show, you lose a lot. And this is why I was excited for when characters were returning in the series, because I thought of the possibilities that they could play around with that character. But now, 100 episodes in, these characters are simply being brought back for the sole purpose of making sure the other characters look better. Which is why when we get to that Cynthia fight in the future, ooh boy,
And
People.
it's so sad. It's so sad. I actually went back last week, and watched the Viscus fight again because that's my favorite one in this series. That's my like the best one, and that's the like Ash's first tournament fight. And the tournament is handled really well there because they're so official with it. The Rotom drone guy like goes through all the official rules, and then Ash like requests Viscys because he's like, I'll challenge somebody around the area. He doesn't request for any fights anymore.
No, he doesn't.
All the fights that he gets are requested to him.
Or
But
by
he never
random.
or by randos. He never requests a fight to anybody in the area. He'll just wind up in a fight because the screen cuts to him being in a fight, like that one guy who had the Taros. But like he goes in and he's like looking and he clicks these buttons and then he challenges Viscus and then like they meet each other and the Rotom drone tells them the entire rules and it's like super official and they got like the setup and they got like the 3, 2, 1 start, like it feels like a tournament in that episode.
And also she fights back. She doesn't just like do really like.
And the best part is that it's not just a trainer that we know coming back so that they can get beat up by Ash. It's a trainer that's related to somebody that Ash beat before as a reference. It's a subtle way in order to get familiarity in the show without yanking it to the forefront. Yes, there's familiarities with Lieutenant Surge. No, Lieutenant Surge isn't here. But it's a callback. It's an homage. That's a way better use. It's one of the reasons why I praise that episode so much is because it does so well in all of its aspects. But here, we don't get any of that in the tournament, and that was why I made the comment that I made. But when I said that, people got upset. Actually, people responded positively to the other tweet I said, though. The one where I said the tournament needs more other trainers battling each other other than just Ash and Leon. And they don't have to take up the whole episode. Some episodes could literally just be like you see a battle happening in the background, or you see like Ghost trying to figure out which Pokemon he should catch, and then he looks at TV and he sees like a Pokemon performing really well in a PWC fight, and he's like, oh, okay, maybe I can catch something like that, and he tries to catch it and it's nowhere near as good because obviously the other trainer trained his or hers. So we got a plot like that. Or we get like a situation where like a battle happens and freaking Reboot. They tried to do that actually. Reboot was actually super interested in the world championships if you watch the Biscuits episode.
Yeah, he
And
was
then
so into it. He was like,
they abandon it. Bro, I thought Go could wind up in the tournament that way. He doesn't have to be the best at it, but at least it shows he's more adept at battling. Go doesn't really fight any other trainers for real except for Team Rocket members and bandits.
The
Like-
server treatment.
I just
I always say I always like with that episode, it was like it was like it's too damn good, and they put the stakes way too damn high, and then the rest of the tournament they couldn't deliver.
The World Championships has a lot on it for potential purposes.
Yeah.
Even when Leon and Lance do it, it starts off as an interesting opening, and then they drop that ball hard.
You know, one thing that I want to add into this thing is like I am surprised like they don't try like different things in battle. Like, so you know how most of them are single battles. I was like, what about double or triple battles? Like, why we don't see that either?
Because they don't
Exactly.
exist in the because they don't exist in because the problem is it doesn't follow the gimmick that's currently in the game.
I feel like even in the Hoenn region that would have been cool to see some double battles.
Yeah,
like
to see some
different
doubles,
areas
yeah.
have different
Yeah,
rules.
it doesn't have to be. Yeah,
Yeah, different areas have different rules. I remember the Hoenn League did a good job with that. Some of the battles were single battles, but then they said moving forward, we're doing some double battles now until we get to the top few. Then it's gonna be 6v6.
And I thought there's VGC too that still exists. That's why I'm kind of like I'm surprised they didn't do that.
And also, you know what that would have done? Given more of the teamwork moments.
Yes.
I would imagine Gengar and Dragonite or Pikachu and Mr. Fish, like the possibilities there. Or I would have loved it, bro. I'm just saying we were robbed of having Dragonite there with Sirfetch'd, and Sirfetch'd would have rode the Dragonite with his giant ass leak and dashing forward to destroy the Pokemon in front of him like Berserk,
Knights and
bro.
Dragon situation, yeah.
Oh, I was also gonna add too. Like today earlier, I was like doing my my favorite episode rewatch, and then I don't know if you guys remember from Diamond and Pearl that tag team tournament in Hearthome City, and then where they had to team up together to like in a double battle to beat the other opponents. And I'm surprised they haven't done that since since I think not since DP, and then I think X and Y did do a triple.
None of the tournaments even take place in Alola. Bro, they
Yeah.
have the stadium already made. They could have done like a battle royale ranking situation.
Like I said, the Don George thing. Just bring that concept back.
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah, like
And
I like that whole battle royale thing. They could have like had all the trainers come back and actually be like, yeah, I did a battle royale here once before, and then the winner gets like a dramatic rank up because obviously it's a battle royale. And each battle's a 1v1 for each of the trainers that are in there. And bro, man,
You mean like the
and
Sun and
also
Moon
too,
League
like,
one?
and also too, some
yeah,
of these
that's what I'm saying.
characters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, also some of these characters that was battle against Ash, they could have came back and redeemed themselves too. Like feel like they're still a part of the tournament. It's like, oh, just the moment that Ash beats that person, then like we don't see him, hear him again. And I feel like it's kind of weird. Like I don't think they're gonna stop there. I like it. It feel more organic. Like they were also artistic in it as well.
Yeah, I'm so sad because like it's a tournament and I feel like I barely know anything about it. Say what you want about the other leagues. The Kanto League even had some unique rules where like you would first of all you would enter the preliminaries, and then once you enter the preliminaries you were in a certain bracket in different stadiums, and the stadiums after a while would change, or you and the trainer that you fight against would have to fish a Magikarp, and if you all match up then you gotta fight the person that you fight, and then there's this button where you click where it's a randomizer and it chooses which type of stadium you and your opponent are going to be fighting on. And then, like, the Orange Islands even had one where they changed the stadium a little bit. And whoever collected the most shells, obviously, is the one who fights Drake, but it's different challenges that aren't just directly battles. And then in the Hoenn region, you got the 2-on-2 battles. So, it was kind of traditional, but it did change the field at least.
Yeah. One thing I do miss though is like I do miss like the different field changes, like they had
that too. Kalos was quickly paced, but yeah, one of the most unique ones. You got to fight on like this mountain and this river area.
I miss
You got to fight in this little tiny city. Like,
Or
bro,
I'm still pissed off about that city.
There's like so many missed opportunities.
I mean,
Like so many
the fight's fast that happens in it,
That's
but we at
10
least get to see
seconds.
that it happens. Yeah, but we at least get to see that there's different stages.
Yeah, I'm just mad that, just like with Journeys, there is the concepts, but the execution is piss poor. That it makes you wish it could have been done better.
that was why I gave you the idea, because I was like curious, like what do you guys think about battles in like especially in Journeys?
Because like so it makes sense too, Nessa, because they randomly decide what's a 3v3, what's a 1v1, what's a 2.
We don't have an explanation
So
for that.
if that's the case, why don't they decide? Oh, this one should be a double battle.
Yeah, they could. They could
But
do
they
anything. No.
Listen. I'm still gonna assume.
bro.
I'm gonna assume. I'm making a prediction right now. They're gonna have one double battle in this series,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be with Raihan. That's it.
Please.
Because
yeah, they kind of have to do it with him.
that's the only time I
Because
believe
he's
there's
in the
gonna be
game.
a double battle in this show. That's the
Because
only time.
Raihan's been unfortunately getting shafted, and he's number 2. You would think they would do a lot more with that, but they don't.
I wonder if that also might have some.
Here's my question. When's the last double battle we have in a series?
Off the top of my head,
I don't
probably
know.
one of the episodes in Sun and Moon.
Really?
Because I remember
Yeah,
there
I
was
can
a
see
triple
it.
battle. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
I believe X and Y had a few.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
yeah,
Rowlet and Rockruff, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Rowlet
yeah,
and
and-
Meltan versus Ryuki
Okay.
too.
yeah, that's like the last one. I can remember.
Sunny Moon can do double battles, but we can't do double battles in Journeys? What?
Hell, X and Y did justice. Olympia's fight for God reason in the video game. I don't know why it's not a double battle, but in the anime they fixed that and make it a double battle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was-
they knew.
yeah, they knew. Yeah. To this day, I don't see why it wasn't a double battle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People say there weren't that many battles in Sun and Moon, but at least you could say the Sun and Moon battles were at least different enough to what they could do compared to the traditional format that we're here. Because, like, listen, I love tournaments, but if you're not going to follow your own tradition of rules, then just go all crazy in it. Then give me double battle. Give me the this whatever the cycle battle that you had in black and white, where you can switch out who's in front and whatnot, or the triple battle or whatnot. I don't really
Yeah, they
know.
could. Yeah, you could switch it up though, especially during the hyper class. I'm like, how can you not switching it up at all?
Yeah, like if you're gonna switch up to a 1v1 and 3v3 on the fly, at least maybe be like, okay, you know what, we'll do something else to
Yeah.
entice the fact that, because when 1v1s, it's harder for Pokemon to really like do much per se
Hmm.
with their trainers, but with like a double battle, you can see how the trainer has to cooperate with both mons on the battlefield.
Hmm.
Like I still, like, even till this day, still say my favorite double battle in the entire series has to be the AG Tucker fight. That's
Yeah.
still my
Oh, that's a good
favorite
fight.
double battle in
That's
the
a good
series.
ass fight.
Bro, the fact that Battle Frontier plays in that shit is one of the best things that they decided to
I,
do.
I, I love that Tucker fight to death, but it fell second place to Olympia only because the team Ash is using his Frogadier, Talonflame, and Pikachu, which is important. It's the three amigos, and it really, I don't know, it just
No,
shows a
no,
lot of
it's
Ash in
good.
it.
That was the last moment those three got to be together like that.
No.
Remember the fact that
Wolfric fight.
no, I don't mean like that. I mean like that bond ship, because
Oh
like
yeah, like
the
fighting together.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, because when Greninja left, Talonflame wasn't there to say bye bye.
yeah.
But like I guess in the Moltres episode too, there was also a little bit of that too. But
Yeah,
like in terms
there's
of a
that one.
core battle
And
though,
yeah, pay it like what? I'm surprised. Ash's three Pokemon he uses in Wolfric in the rematch, the one where he wins, is Pikachu, Talonflame,
yeah,
and
the big
Greninja.
three.
Yeah,
We
Yeah.
mentioned that
yeah.
when we did the review back in the day.
I'm legitimately happy that that's the case.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I
The
love
only
that.
reason why I say the Olympia is better is only, or at least in the X and Y series, is because they're both fighting together on the
Yeah.
same time.
And
Whereas,
Lystanders, the last three Mons that are standing are Pikachu, Talonflame, and Greninja as well too. I like that. I like that little
yeah,
touch.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
consistency.
Talonflame dies, unfortunately,
Yeah,
but
he
he's like,
saves a homie though.
yeah, he sacrifices himself for
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, so like shit like that, I appreciate, which is why I'm still pissed. That's why with Greninja's return, I know this sounds weird to bring it up, but I'm not. I'm kind of okay with Greninja coming back because y'all fucked it up so badly in X and Y that, like, how
Ah,
bad could you fuck it up in Journeys, right? Like you can't go any worse than with what you did with the finale of Journeys. I mean X, Y, and Z.
Unless they give a cheap knockout
well,
to.
I gave a tweet where I kind of shedded some new light on Greninja leaving. Is it the best move? Absolutely not, but I think it kind of fits with the. They found a way to finagle it to where it fits with the narrative. Froakie left other trainers because it was arrogant. It left Ash because it was a hero. So it's a parallel, and at least that's like a very good thing to leave on. Plus, do you really want it to rot in Oak's lab?
Somebody says actually KG Talonflame was there and said goodbye to Greninja. No, because I recall people made comics out of the fact that Greninja and Talonflame had to say goodbye. And what was the beauty of that comic? They actually referenced the first bonk on the head that Froakie did to
Yeah,
Fletchling.
where he slaps him on the back, but he lifts
Yeah,
up.
except this
Yeah.
time it's Greninja that does it to Talonflame and that shit. And they replicated the laugh again. And I'm like,
Oh
see,
yeah,
the fans know.
Kuro just quoted me. He left the weak. He left the weak versus he left to protect the weak. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that I've given it more a new light, and I think people accept that a lot better now
No,
because
no, no. I
that
accept
tweet
that.
got extremely positively
Yeah.
reviewed.
No, I accept that idea. I'm just saying the execution, unfortunately, didn't live up to
Oh, it's
what you
haphazard as
stated.
fuck. It's
That's
haphazard
why
as
it
fuck.
hurts the most. It's
But I
because
respect the writers
Tyrone.
for finding a way.
Yeah, I respect the idea they're going for. I don't approve the route they took because
Yeah.
having
It's just random.
having
I
the
believe the
theme and the
writers knowing
execution
that
be
Sun and
different.
Moon. I believe the writers knowing that Sun and Moon was coming that soon kind of fucked their whole idea up. So they had to like improvise, and I think they did well. I think like for what they were given, I think they did okay.
Mhm.
I find
That's
it
not,
decent. I will say that.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. That's
not
not
the
an
greatest,
excuse.
not the worst, but
Yeah,
just decent.
that's not an excuse. I just feel like based on what unfortunately crashed in front of their table, they work with it. Hell, Oros came out. I don't think they took Oros into account, but they found a way with Shota
Mm-hmm.
or Sawyer. They
Yeah,
found a
also
way.
the Mega Evolution episodes too.
Yeah, they worked with what they got. I think most people are just sad because they imagine themselves as Ash a lot, or they see like Ash within themselves. So in their eyes, they just threw away like they lost a Pokemon. When in reality, we all know the formula. Ash can't have his old Pokemon on the same team as him because the video games need to show off the new ones. So honestly, do you want Greninja to fucking eat up screen time and development that would have been given to Torracat and Rowlet and fucking Melmetal and Naganadel? No, that's not justice for them.
Well, and plus he
then
didn't
you're
want, and
just
plus to be honest, and plus to be honest, because like they doing that, he didn't want to see Satoshi injecting the white powder up his nose. But that's another.
Yeah,
another
I mean,
problem.
that's disingenuous to the Alolan team he's got. Which say what you want, he has a close bond with them. That's why he left them at Kukui's place. Are y'all gonna get mad that he didn't take those to Oak either? I'm just like legitimately, where do you want Greninja to be exactly?
He's not in Ash's possession. It's just somewhere in the lab.
Yeah, like if I had to choose between he's just chilling at the lab versus he's protecting the weak because originally when he started he hated trainers for being weak. This is a fine parallel.
Yeah. Once again, it's just the execution I'm not a fan of. But like thematically though, it makes a lot of sense. But anyway, let's go wrap things up then, ladies and gents. We're almost 3 hours into this, and I gotta go night soon anyway. So, ladies and gents, I want to thank you all so much for joining us here tonight for the podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we hope everybody had a good time throughout. Thank you for like the concurrent 50 viewers, though, chat. You've been absolutely killing it lately with both the reaction night and the podcast of the week, man. It's been incredible, and I hope you guys continue to join us every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our weekly shenanigans here in the PokePod World podcast.
Next week it's going to be daylight because remember, put your clocks forward 1 hour.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I hate
what day is gonna hit that again?
This Saturday night. It's gonna be Sunday morning at 2 a.m.
And we're going forward 1 hour.
So it'll be the 13th.
So I'm gonna cry that day. Okay, thanks for reminding me.
And also be careful, be on the road on Monday morning.
Yeah.
Done.
I might have to have some day off at work that day then.
Yeah, because I think
hour beauty sleep, damn it.
Statistically, that says the worst day where people get the most accidents because of daylight savings.
Damn, bro, that sleep an hour early.
Actually, we're moving back 1 hour. By the way, it's like moving forward. No, moving forward 1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
So leap forward. Yeah, leap forward, fall back. It's always.
Yeah, and
why are we the only people that do that? Because I know some areas don't do that. That's why I say that.
Yeah, because we don't live in fucking Arizona.
Damn. Okay. So, not much else to say, but we do got to at least note what we're going to be doing for this upcoming week. So, next week, or at least, this week. Tomorrow, ladies and gents, for me anyway, I think is going to be the finale of Legends, the main storyline campaign. Yeah. Because I am down to my last few Pokemon left. And then I have to fight God. And I think that's going to take the whole stream, given how things went the last session. So I'm going to be fighting against God in tomorrow's session of Legends Arceus. That's the big finale, I think, correct? At least that's what I assume anyway. I don't really know where things are going.
I unfortunately failed and wasn't able to beat Volo.
Damn, so you still got to work on that. So you have your own ending plan.
You use the God tier 100 level 100 Pokemon. I tried to fight him on even term, but
which is funny because we both did the same thing. Because we both caught Pokemon, we both and those were EXP.
You had a little bit more time with Arceus than I did. You've done more streams of it than I have.
Not that much, like an hour more.
No. At least I don't think you'll beat my record, Tyrone.
The problem with Volo is that he has 8 Pokemon, not 6, and 2 of them are legendaries. Mm-hmm. So, and yes, when I say 2, I mean 2. Yes, I know it's the same one, Giratina, but he transforms and has a full set of health and PP, and his status is back to normal. That's 2 Pokemon.
And also he likes to hide himself too.
Plus the stats change. So yeah, the regular Giratina and alternate form Giratina are 2 separate Pokemon.
So yeah, there's that.
But yeah, like, and in reality, I can't believe I didn't think about it earlier. Get a high level Star Raptor. That'll be the bane of his existence. It's a normal type, so it can't get hit by Shadow Force. It's a flying type, so it can't get hit by any ground type moves it's got. It's a flying type, so it can resist the Aura Spear attack. Yeah, Giratina's fucked if it fights that thing.
Who would have
So
thought
just
Bird would have
It
saved the
uses
Yeah.
day?
Gale Force
just
though.
teach it a dark type move, or if you really want to go for something, use a fairy type Pokemon. It's got like Volo has 4 Pokemon that die to fairy types.
Oh yeah, or with the fairy move.
Yeah, but I'd stick with the fairy typing. That way it has resistance to. That means Dragon Claw won't work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my thing of I'm pretty much what I'm gonna do is just pump up my Pokemon's levels, and then I'm gonna fight Volo again and beat him.
Yeah. And for me,
Yeah.
I'm going to just catch the last mons and fight God. So everybody has something different that they're going to be doing.
Yeah.
But yes,
In a
so
way, I would say, in a way, like it's very funny that KG and I. It feels like a weird poetic level of parallel. I'm the outcasted failure of it, so Giratina's naturally my goal. Where KG's the success, he gets Arceus.
oh, I was more thinking that you're the more competitive battler, so your final moment is the battle, and mine is I like catching, so I was going for the catch.
That's the nice way of putting it. Yeah.
That's what I thought you were gonna go for.
I was gonna say at least you'll do better than me, Tyrone, because I was like it took me 20 tries to beat this stupid asshole.
I can't relate, sadly.
No, because
So
I came into the fight without any revives or potions, so that was the mistake number one.
I want a cool little poster though of like KG with Arceus and me with Giratina.
yeah, like the yin and yang, no?
Also, yeah, I gotta go catch Giratina after I beat Volo's ass. So yeah,
There
Yeah,
you
you
go.
do.
that'll be my final part.
Exactly, and then we'll trade.
Sure.
Sure, you'll theoretically get him. But no. So what I was gonna say, one last thing for Wednesday, Mario Kart's not gonna happen that Wednesday because it's gonna be a little short stream. But what we're gonna instead do is we're going to be having a new playthrough on Wednesdays, for my channel anyway. And I was thinking about it for like a while. What I want to play, something that I haven't touched at all yet, or at least barely touched, and would love to try attempting to play through it. So, ladies and gents, we're going to be playing, and this is a weird one, Pokemon Coliseum. So,
Oh, nice.
I think I've only played it once for like an hour. You, Tyrone, and TSS and Terrell
Yeah,
were
we were
there.
there.
Yeah, for that first hour. But after that, I've never touched Coliseum ever since then. So, this is going to be my first full blind playthrough of the Pokemon Coliseum game from the GameCube. So, we're going to be doing that on Wednesday. So, I hope to see you lovelies there for that. As for Thursday, lots of monsters that day. So, we are going back to Monster Hunter Rise for another week of March Monster Madness, whatever you called it.
Yep.
And then Friday, of course, is reaction night. So that's pretty much my schedule for the week. But Tyrone, what about you, though? Tell folks your schedule.
All right, so I'll be doing the Pokemon Legend Arceus Giratina saga tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, I made a poll for Dual Monsters March over which Yu-Gi-Oh game I should play. And the polls are as follows: is Duelist. So make sure you go on my Twitter, Tyrone TG3. The choices are Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses, Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, or just play Master Duels like I did last week. Those are the 4 choices that you have to pick from, and that'll be one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that I play. The poll will end tomorrow around this time, so make sure you guys vote. And if you guys vote, whichever one wins will be the one that I play for Wednesday. And then Thursday, we got more Monster Hunter Rise, where we had a good time with that. So I'm definitely looking forward to continuing that. And then Friday, I don't have anything going. But on Saturday, I have the roundtable. Although we're going to shift it. It's going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Themed this time instead of Pokemon themed to go on with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff. And then Sunday will be Final Fantasy X. We're continuing Final Fantasy X. So that's my schedule.
Okay. TSS, what about you?
All right, coming up on Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, is going to be Persona 3 Fest on Dub Part 37. We are in the third area of the answer. I think it's called Siana. So we are in the second half. We had just did like a freaking like 1 hour fight, and you should really watch the VOD because that was really intense, that fight. I died like fucking 3 times. But that was a really cool fight. Lots of great strategy. So that's coming up at. So we're finishing off the third part, the third set of doors, and then we're going to go to the fourth area of the Time Abyss. And then on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, it's going to be part 7 of Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix. And we're going to be going through Hollow Bastion, and we're going to be. Actually, no, we're not. We're actually going to go through all of the white. We're going to find all the white trinities, and then we're going to level up to about level 45, and then we're going to take care of the next part of Hollow Bastion. So that's once again that's 4 p.m. Eastern, and later that night, because I got to give Terrell a plug here. Terrell, the Insane Game Freak, at 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. That's going to be his continuation, his part 7 of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix on the PS4. He's doing a 100% proud mode run. And please come and support him. I will be there, and Tyrone will be there as well, commentating. So please come there, and then he's at Ian Sang Game Freak on Twitch.
Yes. All right then. So I think we managed to say everything that we need to say, right?
Yay.
Alrighty then. Ladies and gents, thanks once again for tuning in for tonight. We will talk with all you lovelies in whatever video we make. Take care, and as always, make sure to have yourself an awesome day. And TSS, what is the magic word?
Wash your fucking hands.
Thank you, buddy. Alright then. Y'all have yourselves a good night now. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
Night night.
Burgers, right?